As we could have during the jailbreak chapter.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Sorry, I just jumped us in there a little bit early while I was working on the system, but how you all doing? Welcome back to Oathsworn. It's Chapter 9 Story Mode, and we're just discussing whether or not we're going to have another strange adventure this time. We were in... So, of course, first off, just heads up, for those of you who've stumbled upon this stream as your first stream, full spoilers, we're continuing our campaign of Oathsworn, and we've been playing through the game fully on the show, and we're now going to do Chapter 9 Story Mode. We're playing the full game, so none of the quick access, none of the quick start stuff, so this is going to be full of spoilers. So, heads up, that's your warning, spoilers! And now moving on. So we obviously last chapter, we went into the Book of Madness, and the chapter before that we did the jailbreak, so tons of sort of crazy story phases, and we're just wondering whether this is going to be a sort of return to normality, sort of a relatively familiar story phase, or if there's going to be some more crazy bonkers adventures going on. Okay, here's Chris. I'll set up, ready to go.
Hello. Hello, everybody. You need to get a button on that stream deck of yours where a big siren goes, spoiler alert, across the screen.
Yeah, I do. Or I need to make an animation as well to go with it.
Yeah, that'd be super fun.
I just feel like you'd have to be particularly sort of ambivalent to start a stream called Oathsworn Part 13 and hope it's spoiler free.
Yeah, your numbering systems also has me frustrated, because I know it's because we started doing, originally we did story and encounter together, and then it got too long. But I would like this to be called Chapter 9, and then the encounter to be called Chapter 9.5. That's the method I'd like.
I think I used that.
But I'm
for
not
like...
in charge of that.
Well, when we first transitioned to the numbering system, I think, or sorry, when we first split apart the story and the adventure, or the story and the encounter. The encounter was, I think it was in chapter 4. So we had 4 and then 4.5 for the encounter. But by that point, I think we were, the chapter timing was already. Do you know what? No, it would have been in sync. So I don't know why I decided to change it back to this system. Possibly just because, it felt like it'd be unclear.
You're a creature of fancy.
Yeah, it's true. Occasionally I go full right brain.
But it is Chapter 9, story mode. Just a quick, previously on is that we are the Oathsworn come. The what's left of the world from the encroaching Deepwood. Bastone fell while we were there. It got swallowed by the Deepwood. We managed to flee and bring some survivors to Verum. We discovered a plague is going on in Verum. The king charged us to travel to Cistercia. We managed to basically find a solution. We had several options. That's the option we took. We have now got the medicants from the apothecaries there, which will hopefully treat the plague, and we are on the way back to Verum. We also learnt last week that, 2 weeks ago I guess it was, in our madness fever with the satyr, that our friend Samuel, also known as Michael, who died before the story began, died because of our brashness, our lack of care.
Yeah, a momentary lapse of attention in the Deepwood.
Yes.
Saw him get...
So, a bit of guilt going on there, perhaps. So that's a previously on, and now back to your regularly scheduled programming. I think, Mike, you should continue reading this chapter, because we did learn last chapter that I make the best decisions.
That's true. So, are you ready for a little bit of story time? What I'll do is I might swap to the main cam for this. Oh wait, Chris isn't on the main cam. So we'll just have to stay here on the table cam. You all just can't see my struggles with this cat in my lap, who I don't want to disturb.
Bonbon you can add to the. in the corner.
I had it sort of set up last time. We'll see if we can... Oh, we can actually just go over here. There we go. Alright.
Look at that. That's free views right there. Now we're appealing to 2 demographics.
Now I have to read this with one hand. It's quite a tricky book to hold with one hand. You finally arrive in Verum. Scarred and weary from your journey through the unforgiving Deepwood, it was a long trek, but you've returned with the medicants you were sent for. As you enter the city, horns blow and cheers go up from crowds gathered to see the heroes of Bastone return along with their salvation from the plague. It seems the criers have been earning their iron of late, planting hope in your mission. You note, even in their jubilation, members of the crowd try to keep their distance from one another. Upon your arrival, you are met by a group of officials, who quickly usher away the medicants, no doubt to be put straight to work as the city can spare no time for rest. Without stopping, you break free from the crowd and head deeper into the city. The shadow of this plague seems to have grown since you left. The few people in the streets scuttle from one door to another, and everyone has scarves or handkerchiefs drawn tightly across their noses and mouths. You feel the temptation to quicken your steps, but resist. To give in to fear is to lose the battle, whether here or in the Deepwood. Your wariness doesn't ease until you see the sign of the broken oak swaying in the breeze. You have only been its owners for a few months, and actually lived in it for less than half that time. But with the ministrations of Greycane and Bram, it has started to feel like home. A few days of rest and some hearty meals see your injuries healing. All players remove all injury cards from their deck, returning them to the bottom of the injury deck. So
That's the second time that's happened in 8 chapters.
Yeah, I feel like we quite sort of presumptively took stuff to get rid of injuries, and every time we pay or get rid of an injury, suddenly the game's like, oh, and get rid of all your injuries.
Well, last time it happened literally just after we paid. At least this time it happened before we paid.
Yeah. According to my records here, and I guess it doesn't matter because we're getting rid of them all, but actually, I've only got the Warden with an injury.
Oh, well, I was just going through them all to check. So the Warden has one. Okay, hang on.
Yeah, the Warden's got shock.
Someone has festering. Somebody has festering wound. I saw that. The Harbinger must be there.
Yeah, I think that's your Harbinger. I couldn't find it in your bag, though.
Well, that's okay. I had kept track of it. I can't find shock, though, in this one. Look, it doesn't matter, because they're all going away.
You just need to make sure they're all gone.
Yeah. We'll try to
Yeah, what I should have done was check the backs of the cards, actually.
Here we go. That's festering wound from the Harbinger. Right, great. I healed. Well done me. Back into the injury deck you go.
I'll have to admin my cards, I think, a bit later.
Excellent.
Right. The story continues. An official from the Crown visits the inn during this time and dumps a sack of iron on the table for your aid to the city. By the size of the sack, it seems Varen may not be worth very much, but the man expresses regret that the king's coffers are currently strained by the plague. He also reminds you the contract to retrieve the medicants had been in obligatum, so it could not have been refused. A danger of the job, all free companies are required to accept such contracts when they are issued from the Raven Spire or the Crown itself. Refusal would have meant death at the hands of another 2 or 3 free companies sent to hunt you down. Have we heard of the Raven Spire before?
Possibly. It does sound vaguely familiar, but that could be a placebo. But I don't think we really know. Oh, you know what? We have. It's actually printed right here on the map. And do you know what else? Do you remember when we first arrived in Verum? Was it Sestercia? I think it must have been Verum. There was like some shadowy figure. I think the shadowy figure is an acolyte of the Raven Spire in some way, shape, or form. So I think there's some shadowy mysterious group.
I was just trying to remember if it was like sort of specifically a Verum thing, or if it was like a Oathsworn thing. But it looks like it's some kind of mysterious...
Well, Verum's like the capital of the known world, right? As in,
Right.
like, when I say known world, I mean that which has been reclaimed since and reestablished with the Wire Road since the spread of the Deepwood, or since the occurrence.
Right.
So I guess it's in the Ravenspire is in the capital city of Verum, but maybe it has jurisdiction elsewhere. No?
Each Oathsworn gains 5 iron. Or,
So we get 20
I guess, yeah, our free company gets 20 iron, which I can't reach. So that puts us on to 50.
Now?
That puts us on 50.
Right, okay.
So if you could help me remember that, that would be great.
That's an easy number to remember. We're going to be doing some shopping this round, so.
Lena, the young girl you rescued from the satyr's staff, remains afflicted by a mysterious state of slumber. With seemingly no injuries, the healers are at a loss as to what the cause may be. Finally, one night you hear stirring from her room. Opening the door, you find her writhing in bed. The commotion draws the rest of your company as you try to restrain her, to stop her from hurting herself. The moment you touch her, her eyes burst wide open, and she unleashes a terrifying scream. Dark light pours from her eyes and mouth, as it did when she was tied to the satyr's staff. You dive for cover. Each Oathsworn performs a survival check, difficulty 4.
Out of curiosity, did this happen anyway, or was there a point at which you read something because we have Lena as a companion?
I skipped over a keyword check straight to this.
I was just curious because I was starting to wonder: does this happen anyway, somehow?
No. I guess there's a it is possible we don't have the Lena keyword, so this wouldn't have happened. I guess we took tough as nails instead of bushcraft. Damn. I always feel like we should take bushcraft. Survival.
We can take it next time, so we have one of each. So survival.
I think survival keeps coming up at like key moments, and I just think we should have bushcraft.
What difficulty is this? 4? Did you say?
4. Yep.
I guess I'll roll 4 dice. What about you?
Why haven't I got... Hold tight, I've got a little bit of an issue here with my cameras, in that I haven't got your camera available for some reason. Yeah, I think I'll probably stick with 4 as well.
You might remember
full white dice is...
You might remember that Mike has taken the ranger to replace the witch, who unfortunately perished to the satyr. The satyr's claimed an Oathsworn on each encounter.
Yeah, fortunately it's dead now, forever.
You're carrying its eyeball, and I'm carrying its jawbone. I'm pretty sure it's dead.
Forever, and with no further ramifications.
I don't think it'll
nor what's happening with Lena.
I truly don't think it's... Oh, you think it's like it exists in... Oh my god, do you think Lena's going to turn into one? Is that where you're going with this?
I don't know, but I mean, you know, obviously the sort of the fallout from the satyr is persisting. So, I mean, I suppose it's... maybe we should have killed her, I don't know, but...
I wanted to kill her. Well, I wanted to leave her, and I wanted to, like, have her die, but not of my hand. That's what I wanted.
Yeah, you wanted to hand her over to the villainous church. Anyway, bear with me. You guys are just going to lose audio for 2 seconds while I check on Chris's camera here to see what's going on.
I've got it out, but I just don't know which one we're on.
There we go. Fixed it. All right. We're also on Path A, but I forgot to get the Path card out, so there you go.
I have it.
Professional as always.
All right, I'm gonna roll for the Harbinger first. Here we go. That looks like a pass.
Crushed it. Shall we burn a card?
I think so.
Alright. Sorry, Bonnie, I know this is not ideal for you, but let's just pull these. So the card that we are burning is a blank. So that's good.
Excellent. Do you want to roll for one next? Or
Sure, I'll start with. I will start with the ranger. Will you wish me good luck, sleepy kitten?
Meow.
I wish it'd stop being so noisy. I'm trying to sleep. Oh, Ranger crushed it. Should have had this character ages ago.
that
That's
looks
6.
It looks like Bonbon woke up because the crit die hit her in the head.
So that's
burn the card, I'd say, right?
yeah, we might as well burn one more card here. And maybe we'll just average out the averages, but we'll see. It's a 2.
Nah.
A regular boring 2.
But didn't we take an upgrade that we can recover a wound between story and encounter phase anyway?
One character who's lost a wound can recover 1.
What's that upgrade called? Out of interest?
Tough as
is it
nails.
Oh, I thought it might be whiskey.
And we actually don't get to pick either. We have to randomize it technically.
Oh,
I
if there's
think.
more than one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It says, roll a die. Everyone's supposed to roll a die, and whoever gets the highest gets a hit point back, but we can randomize it however.
Can you bring my camera up? I'm going to do my check with 4 dice as well for the Warden. Here we go.
I think these cameras, Chris's cameras, are all put out because I think we had some issues last week with technical issues.
No crit,
Hey.
that's passed.
Look at that. There we go. Everyone's passed. There, it is completely fine. Don't worry about the priest. He'll be fine
Okay.
too. He's always fine. Oh, there we go. Oh my god! Another 6.
Nice! Did you
Today's
get
a
2
good
crits?
dice.
Oh, just 1 crit, just 1.
1 crit. So here we go. We're burning another card. It's a 1. So the deck I think is vaguely favorable, but not in the best possible way.
Yeah, it's like 1. Yeah, a tiny bit. Alright, great. We all succeeded. And alright, bump on.
She's pleased for us. Alright, so. Energies capable of necrotizing flesh lash out, throwing the room into ruins. As quickly as it began, the eruption subsides. Lena holds her hands over her eyes, momentarily vulnerable. If it happens again, in a crowded area, many could die. You owe this girl for what she did in the Satyr's realm, but does this debt involve risking your life and the lives of others? Choose one. Kill Lena, or try to calm her down.
Wow, they really want you to kill it. They really want it infanticide, don't they? They keep testing it.
You know, it's so consistent with what we know about this world that that killing her is the right move. You know? I just have this fantasy that if we save her, she'll be able to use this dark power to, like, I don't know, do something good at some stage. You know, like bring down a behemoth or something, I don't know. But, like, that's just my relentless optimism, and it's just so consistent with this world that actually what'll happen is she'll just explode and kill a bunch of people or something.
Oh, what's the morally right thing to do? If you've got a child whose existence may or may not randomly kill a bunch of other people, like,
I mean, there's not really
a
a reasonable, real world parallel for this.
Oh, but
I
you
mean-
don't need it. You don't need a real world parallel. That's hypotheticals. Moral scenarios are parsable, but I can't figure out the answer to this. The existence of one human may or may not randomly kill a bunch of other humans.
I mean, generally
You've got-
speaking,
You've got infinite. You've got. My God. So what's the best case scenario is nobody dies if you let her live. Worst case scenario is lots of people die. If you kill her, best case scenario is and worst case scenario the same, which is one person dies.
I suppose we must also factor in that there's a slim chance that if we attempt to kill her, the magic will save her and will just make things worse.
Yeah, I don't know if you can. I don't know if I don't want to bring that into my thinking because I'm trying to deal with this as a moral.
Already too complicated.
Well, that's such an unknown as well. I consider myself pretty good as not necessarily when I say good, not necessarily getting to the right answer, but I consider myself quite decisive and capable of making difficult moral decisions. Whether people would agree with my decisions or not, it's another matter. But I'm really struggling with this one.
I feel like there's an obvious solution where if she's like legit dangerous, like we've just seen, because this is sort of our Oathsworn. I think this is our first observance of this magical energy since we saved her. It said up until this point she's just been in a slumber. I feel like there's a solution we can explore that's not kill her, like put her in a cabin outside of the city or something. You know, it might be dangerous, but then it might be necessary. You know, it's a bit less harsh than just straight up murder her.
I'm looking for I want the option if you have a warden present, then
yeah, that would have been nice if the warden's not dead.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. What do you actually?
I mean,
preference.
I mean, I'm just, you know me, I'm just loath to kill her. I'll just let her live because that's my just inherent instinct, is to save her, even though it might just, because, you know, I just live in optimism.
But if your inherent instinct is preservation of life, so arguably you should want the other option.
Well, yeah, arguably, again, but I think that when you come to sort of, I think when you come to sort of this, like, I think it's very difficult to institute a sort of a capital punishment based on a hypothetical, right? Like, the hypothetical here is that she explodes before we can move her somewhere safe and kills a bunch of people. I realize within the limits of the game world, we're kind of like,
but it's not a punishment though. It's not a punishment though. It's preventative action. You know?
Right, but you know, when preventative action is murder.
It's basically the same as would you go back in time and kill Hitler, except you don't know if that baby is Hitler or not. But it might be.
You've only got time to kill one baby in the German hospital, and none of them have name tags. Would you take that chance?
That's basically okay. You know, we can keep that analogy is solved for me. Let's give her one more chance. But if we get the option to kill her again, I think we're doing it.
Yeah, I mean that might be a little bit of metagaming, but I think this game has in the past said, "Are you really, really sure?" And then I've been stubborn about it, and then the game's like, "Well, now you're dead."
Yeah. Well, I'm happy to let it go one more time.
All right, let's see a little bit more about how this develops then.
Yeah. Oh my god, maybe she's the way. Maybe she can get us to Samuel somehow or something. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot about this we don't understand, which I would like to understand more, but I appreciate that it is a dangerous avenue to explore. As you slowly approach her, you ask if she remembers you or anything that happened in the realm of madness. She seems to relax a bit as she tries to piece everything together. The clearest memory she has is of two huge eyes she saw in the woods that lured her away from her village. She tells you how she felt drawn to them as they called her deeper and deeper into the forest. Aside from that memory, everything else feels like a half-remembered dream to her, or a jumble of random moments. Her only other recollection is feeling completely powerless against the beast's commands while tied to that staff. The thought triggers a fresh batch of memories and immediately reduces the girl to tears. Choose one. Console her and tell her you'll protect her? Give her space, but tell her that she must leave in the morning.
Ooh.
Okay, so
well, no,
getting
we have to we can't tell her to leave now that we've kept her alive and she's potentially a bomb.
I think we should just send the bomb out into the wild to make its own way. You know, whatever.
My God, no. We have to keep her under our care.
A few days later, a constabulary knocks at the door and says, "Hey, we found this... Someone's exploded and killed a bunch of people. Do you know anything about that?"
No. Never saw anything like it, officer.
No. Nothing to do with us. Okie dokie. So, console Lena, and tell her you will protect her. And we'll do our best to take responsibility for our choices. Accountability is important, folks.
Most certainly it is.
All Oathsworn gain a redraw token.
Cool.
Alright, I'm going to let you do the tokens as well, because I'm struggling to reach them.
Yep, I have them here.
Great.
Right, redraw.
One redraw for everyone. You place a gentle hand on her shoulder. The contact is all it takes for her to fling her arms around you as if you were the wire road itself. After a moment, Lena gathers herself. I can still feel it inside me, like worms in my stomach. How do I keep it from coming out again? She asks. You tell her you don't know how, but you promise that you will be there to protect her if it does. As you look at the charred gashes in the walls caused by the explosion of dark light, a part of you wonders what you've just gotten yourself into. Gain ally card 21 and add City Event 31 to your City deck and Deepwood Event 33 to your Deepwood Event deck. And now it wants to check if we have the Mute Boy ally. Which I don't think we do.
I'm assuming this ally we're getting is Lena, and I was curious why Lena was not a card, but instead was a keyword. And the answer is because we had the opportunity to kill her, and then the opportunity to send her off into the street. Are you checking for the Mute Boy?
We do not have the Mute Boy.
Yeah. Oh, maybe they can be friends if we have. Maybe he helps console her.
Yeah, he's definitely someone we should have possibly rescued from the Satyr and failed to rescue.
Oh, is that? Yeah, maybe it's the. Oh, that's probably, you're probably right. It's probably the boy who we failed to save from the Satyr's first encounter. That probably is it. Yep.
Layla says, I really thought this was going in a different direction.
Which part? You mean infanticide? You thought we killed a kid?
Infanticide, yeah. Way to get my entire channel taken down.
Well, are you in a position to grab the ally card? Do you need me to do that?
If you could do that, that'd be great.
What's the ally number?
21.
If you bring on my dice cam, I can show it on that. What the heck? 21.
Let me just double check. Ally card 21, Lena.
Interesting. She's not so much a young girl as looks like a woman.
I can't quite see it. There we go. Yeah, she looks. What's her secondary line there under her name?
Satyr victim. So she's got 2 defense, 2 red might, move 4 for 1 animus, attack at range 5 for another animus. Her special ability is Dark Light Outburst. Once per encounter, your attack becomes a range 5 attack with chain, range 2 of on the chain, max 4 targets. So she's a pretty powerful. Yeah, she's pretty excellent. We'll probably be bringing her in if we ever lose another Oathsworn. But yeah, I'm confused by the fact that
that's not going to happen. So
no, hopefully not. Excellent. Well,
we're done losing Oathsworn. I've decided it's not for us.
All right. And then what do you want to do about those encounter cards? What do you call them? Event cards.
The event cards. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to disturb the cat, aren't I?
You can add them to the deck later if you want.
All right. Yeah, I can probably. I'll.
Let me grab
make
a pen.
note.
I'm gonna write down which ones they are. Which ones are they?
City 31 and Deepwood 33.
City 31 and Deepwood 33. Well, there's no events on Chapter 9's time tracker, so we shouldn't actually have an event this game. Welcome to Ready Steady Play, the only board game YouTube channel that shows you true board gaming, how it actually happens in real life, such as household pets getting in the way.
The anarchy of cats. Yeah, we've always strived for authentic gameplay here on Ready Steady Play, and we have achieved it.
About as authentic as you can get. Right, City 31, Deepwood 33 are made a note of that. For you later on. On we go.
Okay, so we don't have the mute boy. Nights later. The inn is packed, and it seems like half of Verum is crammed into the Broken Oak. Apparently, word has spread that this area of the city is considered to be relatively plague-free. You settle into your usual table, and the evening's conversation turns to the origin of the unknown horrors you had encountered upon leaving Verum. Oh yeah, the 4 crazy beasts that attacked us on our way out the city. That nobody recognized.
Doing the 3, it's 3 of them, the horrors.
Oh, was it 3 of them? Yeah.
Yeah.
Midge's legs swing as he sits on one of the beams above you, occasionally pelting you with nutshells and swiping pieces of bread or cheese from your plates. Suddenly, the main door swings open and a hush sweeps across the bar. You look toward the entrance and see a cloaked figure wielding a raven-headed staff as he enters the inn. Cups and utensils clatter as patrons abandon their tables and quickly exit the common room. Bram cleans the glass he is holding even more vigorously, trying to conceal his nervous hands.
The Raven.
Oh, are you doing the? Are you gonna do the voices with your accents?
No,
or...
no. I'm not looking at the thing. That was me saying the Ravenspire. This could be. I think we might be meeting. We might be finding out what the Ravenspire is.
What the Ravenspire is all about. All right, so here's me attempting to remember the voices that Chris did for the different characters.
Bram's the deep gravelly one.
This is Grey Cane.
Oh, Grey Cane's the posh one. He's quite posh and plain spoken.
Oh God, can I do posh?
Not posh, but just proper. He's a bard, right? He speaks well.
What is a watcher doing here? Grey Cane whispers as he turns his head away in deference. There is little in this world that would warrant the presence of a watcher in your establishment. They rarely leave the Ravenspire or the King's side. Looking through the open door, you see a pair of glowing eyes, taller than any normal human, smoldering in the rainy night behind the cloaked figure. You are no stranger to the stories of the automatons who stand guard at the gates of the Ravenspire, their massive bulk given life by unknown powers. Never before had you seen an iron golem close up until this moment.
I was right, the Watcher, that is the thing, the shadowy thing we met when we first came to Verum.
You approach the Watcher tentatively. The hooded face turns to you. So do the dimly glowing eyes behind. A sense of power exudes from them that has you mentally checking your company's positions in the room. The Watcher's voice, when it finally speaks, rasps across the room. I come bearing a contract for you, Oathsworn. In obligatum. Your recent successes have earned you trust with the crown, and a matter has arisen that requires only the most dependable assets. Glimhollow, an amber harvesting village, has gone silent. You will investigate the reason why. If they are besieged, free them. If they are rebellious, tame them. If they are dead, avenge them. In obligatum again, most free companies seen no more than one in a lifetime, but you've had two, back to back. You have heard whispers of free companies being chosen by the Raven Spire for special attention. Every contract survived, only proving the value of the company and increasing their chances of being chosen for the next vital mission. For these unlucky souls, the cycle was usually only broken in one way: death. Casting the thought aside, you focus on the task before you. You may ask 2 questions. There are 4. Choose one. Ask the Watcher for more information about Glimhollow. Ask about the Iron Golem behind him. Okay, so the Watcher and the Iron Golem are different things. I wasn't sure if they were the same thing.
Yeah, so the eyes behind it. It was accompanied by a thumb.
So the Watchers have this mysterious magic that allows them to create these supernatural automatons. Ask how his cloak remains dry when it's raining outside. Ask if he will compensate you for scaring off the patrons. So we can ask effectively, oi, our inn's empty now, mate. Who's going to pay for this?
I think we should say that. I think we shouldn't be kowtowed to them. We should. Also, I want money. We're going to the shop, and I want money.
We got 50. That's pretty good.
He might.
How much do these things cost? I forget.
Yeah, but everything costs 9 equals the chapter, so everything costs 9.
I mean, that's not too bad. Really, we only need 1 or 2 pieces of gear, probably.
Yeah, but we might. I've had a quick look through the shop already, and there's some nice stuff in there. We might want to buy a few. Also, it may be in obligation, but I still feel we should be paid for the job. So, the rain thing is, I don't think, is, unless it's some weird double bluff, I don't think that's probably worth asking. I don't think he'll give us much information about the golem.
I don't think he'll share any. I think the middle 2 questions are exactly the kind of questions you want to ask, and you're going to get nothing from them.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I want to ask about the mission to get info, because maybe we get a token for knowing more about the, and money. Those are the 2 things I want.
So the question is,
stand up to him.
All right, so you want to start with the flippant question, and then hope we'll have a chance to ask about the Glimhollow afterwards.
I think we will. I think we get to ask 2 of those 4, right?
Well, it says you get to ask 2 questions, but then it gives the 4 and says choose 1.
Well, I still think we should ask the money first.
Sure thing. Ask if he will compensate you for scaring off your patrons.
I think he'll just throw money at us.
The Watcher stares at you. Let's see if I can resume my Watcher voice. It's possibly a one-off, never to be repeated. That which has been given can easily be taken away. He coldly rasps. A not-so-subtle reminder of where you got the title for the new Broken Oak in the first place. So we've got 4 questions. Yep, that's it. So we've got the 3 questions you've already heard, and we've also got if you have asked 2 questions. Oh, okay. So we haven't asked 2 questions yet, so we can't do that one. So it's just the same choices again. So we'll ask about Glimhollow then.
Yep.
I wonder if he's just a dickhead with all of our questions.
Yeah, could be.
Glimhollow is one of the surviving outposts in the Deep Wood. Not more than a day's journey from here, it is responsible for much of the amber used throughout Verum. If the supply line is not re-established soon, the city will face a cold, dark winter. So, because we've asked 2 questions, we are now forced to ask why he came in person. Or rather, the game says proceed by asking this question.
Out of interest, do you know what amber is or it does?
In the context of the game, I assume it's like amber resin.
I have an entry on it in the art book? Do you want me to read it?
Oh yeah, go for it. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Amber, coursing through the veins of every root and trunk in the deep wood, is a faintly glowing, viscous fluid that occasionally seeps to the surface. Upon contact with the air, this fluid hardens to form clusters and nuggets called amber. Named for its translucent orange appearance, amber is used in nearly every room, hearth, and forge throughout the surviving settlements. The substance burns brightly and is consumed slowly, providing a long-lasting source of light and heat. Okay, it's basically super-duper fossil fuel.
Yeah, it's like an amber resin, right?
Yeah, it's very efficient at releasing energy for use, right? The discovery of amber was a lifeline to the peoples surrounded by the deep wood. Although the substance is highly volatile and prone to exploding if mishandled, it still remains the best means of surviving the long winters and dark nights. Lately, there have been rumors of other strangely colored forms of amber being found in the deep wood possessing unusual power.
Oh.
Cool. I wasn't really sure what its function was in the universe. I know that we use it to power our actions, but that's mechanic.
It's true actually. I think that might just be. Well, that's animus technically. It just looks like amber.
Oh, you're right. It's animus. Yeah, quite right. Sorry.
But it does look like it's those plastic board game gemstones that you see in all games that have gemstones. From the shadow of his cowl, the Watcher studies your faces for a long time. Seemingly satisfied, he continues. There is a second matter which also requires your attention in Glim Hollow, Oathsworn. One that is not to be spoken of beyond this room, nor will it be found in your contract. Amber serves many vital purposes to the kingdom beyond mere lamplight. Many other uses. A rare form of it has been found in Glim Hollow. The village has used its possession of this amber supply to resist past inspection. But it is time they returned to the fold. You must gain access to this village one way or another, and return the amber to us. No one can know of this purpose. The Watcher's eyes narrow, beckoning your attention. But be warned. Great care must be taken not to touch the gemstones with bare flesh. The effects would be rather unpleasant. The Watcher places a sealed scroll on the bar top, undoubtedly your contract, and curiously sets a small metal rod beside it. Without another word, he slips out the main entrance, leaving the enormous golem behind. Choose one. Go to the items on the bar top. Take a closer look at the golem.
I imagine the items at the bar top may include the note saying, "We leave the golem to assist you." So I would look at the items first.
Free golem! The iron golem is massive, easily weighing more than a full-grown bull.
Wait. What are you doing?
Oh, I just assumed we were going over to look at the golem. I was happy with that.
Oh, no, I said the other one.
Oh, you said the other one? Oh, sorry. My bad.
I said I imagine the
golem's here to help us.
Includes the contract, which will say in it, "We leave with you a free golem. Here's how to use it."
Yeah. When you pick up the metal rod...
But therefore, look at that first.
Yep, so we're going over to the bar top now. When you pick up the metal rod, the glowing eyes of the iron golem immediately turn towards you, as if awaiting your command. A control rod, Greycane says with awe, peeking over your shoulder. I give him a real, sarcastic drawl there. And then he says with awe.
I like it.
So,
I like it.
A control rod, Greycane says with awe, peeking over your shoulder. The rod is light, barely heavier than a coin, and made of a single piece of strange metal. Within the sealed scroll, you find a basic set of instructions on how to command the golem, followed by a single warning. Do not remove the muzzle. So, take a closer look at the golem, or prepare for your journey.
Oh, take a closer look at the golem, right?
Sorry, this is funny. The iron golem is massive, easily weighing more than a full-grown bull. Its broad feet are all that keep it from sinking into the mud. Thick arms and thicker legs forged from dark iron mimic the human form. Only swollen to gigantic proportions. Mimic the human form, only swollen to gigantic proportions. Its icy white eyes stare blankly from a featureless head, with a metal-plated gag buckled securely over its mouth. Choose one. Go to the items on the bar top. Well, we've done that. Prepare for your journey. Unbuckle the muzzle.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that. It will punish us.
It will punish you for being dumb. Oh, but Chris, I really want to be dumb. It's so funny.
No, we've lost the Oathsworn already. I put my foot down.
I know. I want to know why the Iron Golem needs to be muzzled, though. That's very, very compelling.
That seems mad.
Yeah, but well, presumably, I think there's obviously something, whatever evil magic has sort of spawned the Deepwood, has obviously also imbued this resin, and it seems clear to me, at least from what they're setting up here, that the Watchers are getting their unholy powers from the sort of the dark magic within the Deepwood and the resin. And
or
it's
at least
possible
that's what animates the golems.
Yeah, and that's been put to use in animating the golem, and so it's perhaps unpredictable or uncontrollable under certain circumstances. Perhaps there's something about its... But why give it a mouth if you then need to muzzle it?
Exactly.
More questions arise.
Well, let's prepare for our journey. Think no more on the subject.
Yeah, exactly. This is all going to end up fine. Look, prepare for your journey! Because we've already gone to the items on the bar top, so... Oh, don't drop the book on the cat. If you have the Lysine ally with you... do we have Lysine? We do, don't we?
Yes, I believe she's the Blood Witch.
Yes, me too. I think so too. So I'm just gonna go to the section that says we have her.
Well, you know, double check we have her. Oh, can you not do that?
No, I can. Yes, actually, I was just I wasn't sure if you had her handy there. There she is. We've got her here.
Okay.
So if you'll remember, this is Lysine the Blood Witch, who we saved from Bastogne.
Yeah, they tried to burn her at the stake, and we saved her, and then we found out why they were trying to burn her when she accidentally used blood to kill a bunch of monsters.
Yeah, we seem to apparently be recklessly collecting volatile women. Sure, it'll be fine. Just as you prepare, yeah, of course, I meant literally volatile rather than emotionally volatile.
I think this whole game we're taking Abigail in Salem, Massachusetts.
Sorry, can you say that again? Because we lost that.
I think this whole game is taking place in the mind of Abigail in Salem, Massachusetts during the witch trials.
Wouldn't that be a twist?
Yeah.
Just as you prepare for your journey, Lysine comes down a ladder she has put up that goes to the roof of the oak. She has a bundle in her arms. I heard we're moving out again. So soon already. I've harvested the first batch of herbs early for this. She hands you the bundle. It's full of various healing herbs that Lysine has been growing on the roof of the Broken Oak. Every bit of space is made use of in the city, and your tavern is no different. With thanks, you accept the gift. Gain 2 curatives and place them in your injury deck.
Knew it was a reason we saved the Blood Witch. Well, we knew that she was a herbalist as well, didn't we? An apothecary, so it makes sense.
Yeah, she is listed as an apothecary, so that's good.
That's how we first met her, I believe. We first met her when she was in her herb shop. It was.
Oh, that's right. She was the apothecary at the start. So this next section begins with, you may trade with the banksmith and the apothecary, and then there's a whole bunch of text.
Oh, really?
So,
As in, it's not. It doesn't take up time, or it doesn't cost money to send a runner. We just get to do it.
yeah, I mean, it actually looks like we've now got an opportunity to trade with the banksmith and the apothecary, and then we're heading off to Grimhollow, and we're going to start this sort of gameplay part of the chapter there, which explains why there's no city event on the chapter track.
Okay, awesome. In that case, let's go to the banksmith immediately.
Let's go to the actual gameplay camera here. We've had about an hour of cat, so.
All right, brilliant. This is exciting. So I've already looked through the chapter 9 stuff. There's not actually that much. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 15 cards that we haven't seen in chapter 9 drop. There is only one piece of heavy armor.
Okay. That's a good thing we've still got one.
Is a 4. Yeah, it's 4 defense, and its ability is move 3, which don't get me wrong is very useful. So I think we should definitely buy that, personally.
Why did I get my map of Verum out? God damn it.
I know, I did the same.
I think, Chris, we're about to open an envelope with something in it, so keep that in mind, I guess, if you want to move your table around. I'm just going to see if I can get access to my card trays here.
We're not going to be doing that for a while, for another little bit. We're going to be shopping first, right?
Yeah, we'll shop first. I'm just trying to get access to my card sleeves without disturbing the cat that I'm an absolute slave to. I'm her... She's my boss, and I'm her employee. Oh, are you leaving now?
Sits on me. I just can't go and do something. I have to wait. Get off me.
Oh, she's now on the table.
What I need to do is, I just very quickly need to check, when you sell items back, do you get half value rounded up or down? I assume it's up, otherwise level 1 cards don't do anything. I will double check.
So here's our close-up of the art of Lena, who does look like a quite a, like she looks like a teenager.
Yeah. It's half the value rounded up. I mean, we are going to need to sell stuff because otherwise we'll.
Okay, what else have I got going on here? Right. I'm just catching up on my admin here. What's our
Sorry?
Let's have a quick look here. So where's our common item deck? That's the unique items, so there's the common items there. There's the heavy armor.
It's full
Wanna
band
go out? So here's the banded mail that we could potentially buy. It's a 4 It's got move 3 on it, which is nice.
So we're fine.
I mean, we're definitely buying it. I guess the only question is who gets the Banded Mail and who gets Plate of the Fallen. I actually don't really mind either way around. It's the same armor value.
Who's potentially going to get the benefit from resurrecting, from self-resing when they lose their last wound.
Well, I think ironically, the Warden's in greater danger, but I also think that the Warden would get more use out of the movement than the Priest as well. So I guess I'll leave it up to you to decide, but I do think that the Warden is, as the tank with the taunt, is generally in greater risk than the Priest. Having said that...
Because he taunts, he is generally at greater risk, it is true. Having said that, would we be more devastated if we lost?
Well, I was going to say, having said that, what tends to happen, or what happened in the last game, was because the Warden had all the defensive items and the taunts and everything, he can't save everybody, and then it was... it was then the one hit that sort of snuck through that got the witch, wasn't it? So would we be upset if a hit snuck through and got the priest? Is that more likely than the... Because the thing is, when the Warden goes low, we tend to heal him, right?
It's less likely that it will sneak through and insta-kill the priest, because the priest's defense is higher. But yeah, but still, agreed. It's a valid point.
Because we're a bit more focused on keeping the Warden alive than we are sort of stocking up on the other characters who've become a bit weak, so...
Yeah. I mean, he had it before he got the Venerator armor.
Yeah, I mean, I guess also the move 3 might be useful for the priest if he wants to reposition to heal or use blessing.
True.
If the priest dies, though, we will be upset, because I don't think there's another healer.
No, the Harbinger can heal a little bit, but not much, and not fit very well, and I haven't even been taking that card lately. Because it's conditional healing. Would you want to give it to the priest then? And I'll take the Banded Mail?
Sure. Yeah, let's leave the Plate of the Fallen on the priest then. And then we don't have to worry about him sort of getting smacked in a vulnerable moment like the witch was. And then you've got the Banded Mail, which lets you sort of get into combat anyway and reposition in a pinch and stuff.
Yeah, and also I guess this is unlikely to matter because typically speaking, only get one use out of an item that goes down 3 anyway. But the Place of the Fallen is a one use per encounter, regardless of whether or not it's on the companion or not. Whereas the Banded Mail, in theory, can be used multiple times by a full character. So it also makes sense from that perspective. Alright. So I'm at defense 7 now, instead of 6. That's 9 money spent. We are, of course, going to need to... And we're also 1 item over now in our backpack, so we're going to need to... do you want to buy anything else? I quite fancy the Pilgrim Staff, because even though I just got the Barded, Pilgrim is 4 yellow, I really like.
Let me have a quick look here. The Pilgrim's Staff. Weapon, 2-handed staff. When you use an ability with the range keyword, add 2 range to the ability. This would be so good for the witch.
Yeah.
Sad. So sad.
Well,
yeah, I mean, I'm happy to buy it. Like, we're here now, and we've got enough money.
Well, if you want to see something that would have been good for the witch, check out the Masterwork Water Skin. Would have been great for the witch.
Into Animus or place a water in an adjacent hex. Yeah. Oh, I'm sad now.
So I think there's nothing else I want to buy. I don't know if you want to buy a tower bow or anything. Does that matter?
I'm just having a quick look. I mean, I'm not sure how... Because I haven't played the Ranger yet. I'm not sure sort of about how well the different abilities combo. It actually has the same... The tower bow has the same ability as my recurve bow. So it's just a case of do I... Oh, it's got longer range, and it's got 2 reds instead of a black.
Yeah. And we don't have a second bow at all. Anymore, because we got rid of them all. Most of them, I think, because we weren't using them. So if you fancy
yeah. I mean, seeing as how we are still on 32 money, I'm sort of more than happy to... I'd be more than happy to invest 9 in the tower bow. And then we've sort of got a backup and also, I think, the extra range and the reds.
Well, we're going to be selling them.
Yeah, and we can sell some bits as well. So
yeah, I think
so. Sure.
Brilliant. I have put your bow gone over there. All right. I don't think there's anything else I want to buy. There is a kite shield there, which I suppose it would be useful. I would actually quite like to have a second good shield. The problem is actually what am I going to get rid of next time? What am I going to deteriorate next? Nothing. I want to deteriorate really. Oh, it's okay. We have a shield. We have a heater shield. That's okay. It's not as good as the iron bark, but it's fine. Basically does the same thing. It's basically the same. The heater shield and the kite shield are actually the same, apart from the cooldown position. So it's not. I don't need to pay for that. It's fine. Yeah, I'm happy if you're happy, but feel free to buy something else if you want to.
No, I'm happy. I think that's good for me. I think the ring is really nice, but I'm fine if we just leave it.
Yeah, the ring is really nice. Feel free to get it. It is very nice. Agree.
This is at the start of the encounter, gain a battle flow token, and then you can trigger the ring. Or it's got a 3 cooldown to gain if you're adjacent to an Oathsworn to gain an ember. But I just don't know if the Ranger's really going to be adjacent to Oathsworn very much.
No.
And I've got the Satyr's Eye as well, which honestly is kind of just a panic button, but that's fine.
Yeah. That's very good. Right, so we must get rid of 3 things. Because we now have 23 things in our backpack. I am going to suggest we actually go on a bit of a sales spree, though. We should, now that we're back at our house in Elder Scrolls or where RPG you like to play, we should finally empty out our backpack.
Yeah, it really is like Elder Scrolls over here.
We can enjoy picking stuff up for a while.
Chip Theory Games, are you taking notes? Right, so what are we selling then?
The low level stuff, I think. So, oh, hello, Fitzy. Hi, Fitzy. I would potentially sell all our daggers, because all our daggers, like, even though we have the Incisor and the Bloatfly's Sting, for example, which are both boss, like, unique boss daggers, there's the level 1 and level 2, respectively, or level 1 and level 5, actually, sorry. So, like, if we do end up using the Kerr or somebody who uses daggers, and the Harbinger actually is allowed to use daggers, but if we ever want to start using daggers, we're going to get better daggers, like, almost immediately. Do you know what I mean?
Yep, I'm reasonably happy with that. I'm actually also, while you're looking through the backpack, I don't know how you've got your items arranged there, but I'm going to swap Nim's Regret from the Ranger for the ripped leather Akaton that you just took off.
Yep, no problem.
I think the ability is slightly better on it.
I do like Nim's Regret, though, as a backup for you. We should hang on to them.
Yeah, I like Nim's Regret well enough, but I like
We should hang on to that.
I like being able to get my cards back faster, especially the stuff I've spent on defense.
We should hang on to Nim's Regret, we should hang on to the recurve bow, we should hang on to the Bardage, all those things that got us, for sure. I want to hang on to the heater shield for a backup shield, definite. I've gotten rid of the make the bloat the incisor pending your approval.
Sorry, you just broke up a bit there, but I've heard the incisor and the bloatfly sting.
And the spike as well. All the daggers
The spike.
pending your
Basically
approval.
all the daggers. Yeah, I've also put out the skewer.
Yeah, hang on, where's the skewer? Oh, here it is, yep, found it. Yeah, what's that, level 3 sword? Yeah, I can get rid of that.
It's just we've got another one-handed sword that's got red might on it, so it just feels like that's just better, isn't it?
Yep. So, we have the double axe. Is anyone using two-handed stuff like that? The priest, I guess, is...
He can. Do you mean the great axe? Yeah.
Double axe.
Oh yes,
Am
we've
I
got a
wrong?
double axe and a great axe. So we can get rid of the great axe then, because we don't need two. And the double axe is strictly better.
Yep, we'll get rid of the great axe. Do we need... what's the situation with... I take cloth. You can now take leather, which is good.
Mm-hmm. But we can. I think we can get rid of the Huntsman's Pride, because it's just a full 1 defense tick lower than leather armor. So, actually, and the Wrath Hide as well. As good as the abilities are, and the Huntsman's Pride's got a really nice ability, I just think that, you know, if they're a tick below where they need to be on defense, that's...
Huntsman has a great ability, but yes, you're right. If the defense is just a little too low. We have 2 spare cloth armors, which I can wear and you can wear, which are both defense 3, the embroidered tunic and the oilskin wrappings. So I just keep those as our backup armors.
Yep.
And keep the Nim's Regret for your as a backup leather armor, I think, as well.
So we've then got 3 pieces of cloth leather armor. We've got the wrappings, the patched fleece garments. We can probably drop... that can go, yeah.
And then it's just kind of, there's a few bits of gear and a few other weapons. We have no spare heavy armor, which is a pity, but we have been struggling for that. That's why
left.
That's why it's important we have. So that's why it's important we have spare weapons, such for the priests and the wardens. They can opt to lose those. I have a spare shield for the warden. I need to find a spare weapon I'm happy with, probably, and you should definitely find a weapon you're happy with, or a piece of gear you're happy with.
Well, we've got the Conquest Sword as well, don't we? We've got the Lasher.
The Conquest Sword is quite a good. The Conquest Sword is a good backup for the priest, for the warden, because 1 red isn't that much worse than 2 yellow, and also it gets me defense. He is the tank, so that's a good backup sword. I'm gonna keep that.
So do you want to keep Lasher and Chain as well?
I don't think we need to keep both of those, do you?
No. I think we can probably let one of them go.
You possibly let both of them go. I probably would keep the Chain, actually, because the Chain's a similar level of weapon to the Draw Prone.
Yeah, the problem with Lasher is that it's got this really cool ability, and it's actually... The Lasher's actually really good on a companion, because it's a 3 cooldown, 3 animus ability that a companion's effectively going to get to do for free. But, it is only useful in scenarios with lots of minions, and if you're not taking it now, it's only going to become sort of more outmoded.
Well, I can equip it if we find out. We can equip ourselves if we find the special rules to an encounter before we start the encounter. We can swap our weapons for it. I can keep the Lasher instead. I can keep the Lasher instead of the Chain Spike, or instead of the Conquest Sword, instead of the Chain, or instead of the Conquest Sword, if you like. I don't think we should keep all 3. I think that's overkill.
Yeah.
When you
I'm just trying to decide which one to get rid of then. I mean, the Chain is effectively an offensive weapon, and the Conquest Sword is a defensive weapon. So I think it's really about whether you'd rather have some extra defense or extra attack on the Warden.
I like having the option for both. But I guess maybe attack now that the Witch is dead.
Yeah. So we get rid of the Conquest Sword then?
think you should keep it. I want to keep his defense. Keep the Conquest Sword, and I want to lose either the chain or the Lasher.
Let's use the chain then, because I think the Lasher gives us this sort of potentially quite potent one-off ability that could get us out of trouble if we get into trouble with ads or minions or something.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so then it's just down to we have 5 pieces of gear. We got the Lest We Forget, Bacon, Consecrated Scroll, Amber, and Weathered Pouch.
Yeah, so we're down to just the gear left then. And let's have a look. Have we got anything that's seriously out of date? Just the Amber and the Bacon. Can't get rid of the bacon.
I like the
Amber. It's bacon.
Yeah. We can eat it. We can get rid of it. If you 4 wounds or less when you use an ability card for its defense value, treat it as having 0. What?
Yeah, so let you. So you can pick it right back up. It's actually the same thing that the Akaton armor I just picked does.
I'd get rid of that bacon. I don't think we need that.
Yep, happy to ditch the bacon, unfortunately.
And Anthony, I'm happy to get rid of the amber as well, if you are.
Yeah, that's fine too.
The weathered pouch, I like. I'd actually be quite keen to maybe try that at some point.
If you've moved at least 3 hexes this turn, gain a combat token of your choice. Yep.
The Lest We Forget seems crap. It seems it's just there to trigger battle flow. Oh yeah, well, like you said, it is hard to trigger battle flow 3. So it just triggers battle flow 3, basically. That's all it does. It's literally all it does.
Yeah, basically it's just an extra level 3 ability card, but actually it's quite tricky to do battle flow 3. I think this could help you battle flow your cards.
There's a small part of me that wants to keep that in case it has some other function later in the story.
There's a small part of me that wants to take it on the Ranger just to see if I can, like, use it to great effect, or if it's as silly as it appears.
Well, let's put it in the keep pile then. Anyway. Yeah. And then Consecrated Scroll, the last item. When you draw 2 or more criticals during an attack from an ability card, keep that ability card in your hand. Companion, after drawing damage, add 2 damage to that attack. That's pretty decent.
Yeah, I really like basically all of these 2 cards, which could potentially let me spam another powerful ability again. I really quite like.
Alright, let's keep both of them then. So, by my count, we are keeping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 items in our backpack. Is that accurate for you?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 12. I don't know what I've got that you haven't got.
You go through them all then, please?
Have you put the Bardache back in?
The what, sorry? The Bardache's back in, yeah.
So you got the 3 gear items.
Consecrated Scroll, Lest We Forget, Weathered Pouch, yes. 2
cloth armor.
Embroidered tunic and oil skin wrappings, yes.
A double axe.
Double axe is missing. But I did keep it. Nope, I didn't turn it. Oh, no, I accidentally got rid of the double axe. I thought you said get rid of it.
No, I said get rid of the great axe and then keep the double axe in case the priest gets stuck, because he can't use any of these other weapons.
No problem. That's 12 wikis. We've got 8 slots available, and we're selling all these items.
Let me just double check the priest again. What's your function, priest? You were the hammer. Oh, he can use the Bardache you just ditched, so we maybe don't need the Bardache and the double axe.
Well, the Bardache is a backup weapon, the only backup weapon for the Harbinger, though.
Yeah, so then given that they're both of interest to characters, we should keep them both, yeah. That's fine. Yeah. I mean, that's 12. We're ditching 11 cards, so...
Right. I've laid them out here. We are selling 2 level 8 for 8 money. We are selling 2 level 1s for 1 money. Actually, that's 2 money, because it's rounded up, actually. Sorry. So 4 and 4 is 8. Those are to make it 10. The 3 is 1.5 rounded up to 2. 12 total. All the 5s are actually 3 each, so it's not half of 20, it's half of each them individually, so that 12 plus 12 is 24, plus 2 for the 4 is 26, plus 3 for the 6 is 29. We get 29 money back.
That includes the 2 8s?
I believe so.
Cool. I just didn't hear you say it.
8,
you're good.
10, 7, 12, 24, 29. Yeah, 29 is correct for everything. Alright, I'm feeling good about that.
Yeah, me too. It's nice to get the... I'm going to sort these out off camera because they need to go home. Right. Good. So, are we going apothecary?
I almost feel we don't need to. Did you add the 2 curatives, by the way? I wrote it down in case you did.
I'm just about to, actually. I was just doing it right now. I'm adding the 2 curatives. I'm putting shock on the bottom, or back into the deck, I guess. And then the one thing I have to do is add those events, and then I'm up to date.
So how many curatives do we actually have in our injury deck at this point?
I will tell you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We actually have 6 plus the 2 we're adding. So 8 in total.
And like how many cards are in that deck, roughly? Say. Exactly.
I think there's about 16 injury cards.
And was it 8 or 10 curative?
8.
And how much money do we have?
We've got, after that sale, we've got 42.
Am I right in thinking do we have the upgrade where you get multiple, how many curative cards do we get? Do we get 3 for price of 1 or 2 for price of 1 or something like that?
I don't think we took that in the end. Let me just have a quick look. Yeah, the herbalist, we didn't take it.
I was going to say no, and we still can say no, but my thinking is just that we basically spent 8 money there. We saved 42 money.
Mm-hmm.
And it would normally cost 9 money this chapter just to send a runner to the apothecary, or an entire time token. So if we think about it that we basically saved 9 money just by getting this free opportunity, maybe it's worth buying a couple, just making it 10.
Well, the way I see it as well is if there's 16 injury cards and we've got 8 curatives in there, we're now got... That's a 1 in 3 chance of drawing a curative per card draw. You get 2 injuries. Yeah, and we pick 1. So if we add more curatives, we're only swinging that more in our favor, which is really nice. So I'm more than happy to add some more curatives.
I think 2. What do you think?
Sure. How much are they? 9?
9 each.
9 each. Yeah, I'd be up for buying 4. What else are we going to do with it?
Well, save it for shopping. But yeah, I guess we've been very frugal thus far. Yeah, if you want to buy 4, that'll be what? That'd be 36. So that'd leave us with...
Oh, are they 9 each?
Yeah, what do you think they were?
I thought they were... I don't know why. Yeah, I looked at the herbalist and then just for some reason I was like, oh, we have that. And then I said, we don't have this. So, okay, yeah, I mean, I'm still up for spending 36. We have been very frugal.
Go by 3, split the difference. Leave enough
Sure.
for an emergency purchase. Leave enough for an emergency purchase at chapter 10.
Yeah, in case something breaks that we can't replace.
Yeah, like
sure,
a heavy armor
so...
sort of thing. I'm thinking, because it is possible that you can. I know we choose what degrades, but there have been bosses that like shoot acid that burns your armor and stuff.
Oh my god, can you imagine?
No, that literally happened. Don't you remember? I don't think it did. I think we ended up making it not happen, but it can. We know it can happen.
Yeah, which boss was that? Was that the worm?
No, I think it was the bloatfly. Maybe was it? Maybe it was the worm. It definitely happened. It was definitely a thing.
There's definitely a risk. Right, so I've spent, what were we on, 42? And we spent 27?
27, so that means we should have 15.
Yeah.
Which is that's a good number.
Yeah. And we get 2 more curatives
in our coffers.
in the injury deck. And do you know what I'm doing, actually, Chris, to prevent this ongoing issue I have with the curatives deck? Is I'm flipping it around in the card holder so it's facing me. So I can't make this mistake anymore.
Very clever. You're a genius.
I am a genius.
Alright, despite the fact that the witch died, I'm feeling good. I think we're well equipped. I think our backpack's feeling a bit lighter. We got lots of Puritans ready to go. Got enough money for emergency purchase.
We've got an exploding child we can use to blow something up in a pinch.
I'm feeling good. I'm ready to go.
Nice. Alright, so I'll resume story mode then. Oh, actually, let me just catch up with these events, because otherwise I'm just going to forget. Alright, so you go back in there. And then...
So the events are City 31 and Deepwood 30. City 31 is presumably Lena explodes and kills everyone in the market.
I imagine they're both that. It's just one of them she does it in the city and one of them she does it in the Deepwood.
Deepwood sounds less terrible.
Yeah, it sounds like there's going to be less collateral damage at least.
So 31 for City, 33. Excellent. Well done, everybody.
Right, I'm leaving the Deepwood events out, actually, because I think we're probably going to have to draw one in a minute.
It's a reasonable assumption. Well, it doesn't not. There's none on the Chapter 9 story thing, but it could happen. It can be triggered into the book as well.
Okie dokie, so that's the end of that. And now, return the Allies deck. There we go. Admin done. Back to the story. We're all ready to continue, right?
We are. I have a feeling I'm going to have to get up and go get an envelope in a minute, but until that happens, it's okay. They're only up there. I can see them.
The streets are still a soggy mess as you make your way to Verim's main gate. The few merchants and servants out at this hour give you a wide berth and whisper blessings or prayers to ward off evil spirits as you pass. Gears grind, opening the massive city gate just a sliver, barely enough to squeeze your frames through the doors. It seems no one is taking any chances tonight. The guards on the wall bid you farewell with a nod as you step once again into the Deepwood. According to the Watcher, Glim Hollow should only be a day's march away, but with the paths along the wire road drenched from ceaseless rainfall, your progress slows to a crawl. Each of your steps sinks into mud up to your knees, and the entire party is waterlogged. The Iron Golem, however, seems to have no trouble at all wading through the mire. The prick. The treacherous footing inevitably causes delays, and you are forced to make camp as twilight begins to fall. Couldn't some of us ride on the Golem? Like...
You'd like to... I guess but maybe it's not very big. Gimbals come to join.
I see.
As he does.
Truly, this has become cat stream. Right, where are we at? Kind of bigger look at Skimble. There he is. Look at him. What a handsome man.
Oh, he's knocking things with his tail now.
The treacherous footing inevitably causes delays, and you're forced to make camp as twilight begins to fall. The cold, wet night drags on for what feels like an eternity. The sole distraction from your discomfort is in watching the firelight play across the black hull of the Iron Golem as it stands, statuesque in the mud, with its haunting stare. Do you think maybe, actually, that something's happened? Like, I've just got this sinking feeling that maybe we're going to arrive at Glim Hollow, and actually it's going to just be some abandoned village, and actually the Ravenspire wants us dead, and the Golem's going to turn on us and kill us?
Oh, that's quite a reasonable assumption, actually. That this could be an attempt to kill us by the Ravenspire. Yeah.
He says, I don't trust them, Chris. They're definitely up to no good.
Yeah, no, I think that's that could well be it.
We will see. The last half of, the last half of the journey.
Sorry, it could be both actually. There could be a problem to solve there, and then chapter 10 is the Iron Golem then tries to kill us.
Turns on us afterwards, yeah. I mean, because they were quite particular about... Actually, yeah, so maybe that's it. Like, maybe the Iron Golem's there to turn on us if we don't seem to honor our word about bringing Glimhollow back into the fold, you know? Or maybe it stays behind to sort of take control of the town because, you know, they're very preoccupied with the amber.
Yeah, there's definitely a few options there.
The last half of the journey is uneventful by Deepwood standards. No terrors threaten you and there are no monsters to bar your way. If anything, it feels as though the hellish wood is holding its breath, waiting. You sense the village is near when you begin to pass piles of smoking debris and discarded bones along the path. Perhaps an amber supply run did not reach its destination. You press on through the sickly trees until you finally arrive before the sturdy, well-maintained walls of Glimhollow. Open Mystery Envelope E and place its contents in the center of play.
You want to go get me Mr. Envelope E, Skimble? Yeah? Oh, good boy. Thank you. Give me the opportunity to get it. Ugh, right, let's go get Mr. Envelope E. E for Echo, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about how many of these mystery envelope, the big ones, we've actually opened. It doesn't seem like there's many more to go, and yet we're
opened,
quite.
This is our Skimble. You can't have the seat, Skimble. Four. We've opened. We've had A was Bastone, B was Verum. I actually don't know what was C or D. Not sure. One of them was the. No, you can't sit there, sweetie. I need it. Get him. I never move you. It's the first time I never move you from seats. Come on. Get him.
There's three more giant envelopes we haven't opened. So I thought there was, but I mean, still we've opened. So A, B, C, D, E. So we've opened 5 of 8, and we're not even halfway through yet. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know what that means.
Sorry, Skin. You can sit in it. You only want to sit in it now because it's warm. Because I've been sitting in it, don't you?
Precisely.
The other computer share is free.
A whole town.
Hang on. I'm still putting mine away. I'm behind. That map looks smaller though. Is it smaller or is it just?
It is smaller.
Okay.
It's wee. It's a wee little map.
Well, the Nightmare Realm was also presumably in was also smaller. Presumably that was in D. The Bastone was A, Verum was B. C was Cistercia. D was the Nightmare Realm, and now E is now this place.
Mm.
What's it called? Glimhollow, somehow.
Glimhollow.
All right, here it is, Glimhollow. Very good.
Yeah, things are looking a bit grim.
Oh, look, it's got a wooden palisade wall rather than stone walls. This is not going to be great as pushing back the deep wood.
Yeah, if we've got a behemoth over here, he need only sort of fart on it and the whole town's gone.
All right. What now?
All right, so we continue. Let me just sort out my camera focus here. Is it this one? So you guys can get a better sense of Glimhollow there. Alright. Veins of amber weave their way through the wooden planks of the village's main gate. Not an uncommon sight for a small village this far from a proper city, as deepwood timber is often the only building resource one has available to them. The passageway is barely wide enough for a 2-ox cart to fit through, and the gate itself is set against a heavy ridge of stone, preventing it from being easily battered down or forced open. Thick horizontal bands of iron fortify the gate doors, a clear sign that the designers knew what they were doing. As you examine the gate further, you notice that the iron bands are heavily rusted, and the wood beneath is charred. This gate has clearly withstood several assaults in its days, and the countless teeth marks in its surface leave no doubt as to the nature of the assailants. Just then you hear the sound of bowstrings being pulled taut. "Halt!" cries a voice. "No outsiders may enter, lest they draw the beast." I don't know why he said it like that. He would say, lest they draw the beast.
He's dramatic. He's got a flair for the dramatic, you know.
he was an amateur actor before he became town guard.
Yeah.
Because all the other guards are dead.
He might have been a professional actor, and now he's conscripted, right?
Yeah, true, yeah. You look up to see several guards on the parapet with bows trained directly on you. The guards appear nervous, but at such close range there is little chance of them missing their mark. Brandishing the oath marks on your wrists, you explain that you come by order of the king and promise them that if their bows are not lowered immediately, the beasts of the Deepwood will be the least of their worries. The guards unconsciously begin to lower their bows, then pause as they remember their orders. You can see that they are about to draw again. They would draw against the oath mark? This is not how this should be going. Choose one. Threaten the guards. Command the iron golem to break down the gate.
What was the first one?
Threaten them.
I think we should probably threaten. I don't really want to threaten them. I was hoping to be, but I don't think we should break down the only defense. If we're
of our two options, threaten seems the more peaceful, ironically.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I just don't want to spend any time in a town that has no door.
Yeah. I'm not yet comfortable enough with this concept of the beast to start breaking down their defenses, which will be
exactly.
our defenses in due course, I imagine.
Yeah, their only crime so far is being wary of outsiders in a world full of death, misery, hunger, and despair.
Perform a threatening check. Difficulty 7. 6 if the Ursus is with you.
God damn it. Do we have a reroll on threatening?
We do. Thanks to Quick-Witted, we do have a reroll on threatening.
So quick-witted. Alas, I admit it. Right. Who's going for this one, and how many dice are they using, and/or cards?
Well, we've done an equal number so far, so why don't you do a roll for this one, and then you can go dice. You can take cards if you want. We've had 3 cards out, a blank 1 and a 2, so doesn't mean too much. Minor skew towards a crit. That's about it.
Yeah, so let's take 1 card. And 4 dice or 5 dice? I'm not doing 7. That's nuts. We will not succeed.
Right. So we're trying to get to 7, but we have a redraw. So I think
4 and plus 5 in total.
Well, I think 6 on 4 is lucky. So I think 5 at least.
But yeah, 5. I said 4 dice and 1 card. That's what I was saying.
Okay, yep. I think we might be lowballing it a bit, but we have a redraw.
We have the redraw, yeah. So I think we might be okay.
Okay.
Do you want to put the card first?
Sure, why not? Yeah. It's a 1.
Okay. Here we go. Oh, that's terrible.
Okay, this is not great. So we're on 3 and 2 blanks. So really, we need you to roll a 2 crit here, Chris. 4.
So that's 4. I mean, we each have a reroll token. We could start spending them, but I think we're better off just failing this.
Yeah, you think that maybe we can, despite our failure to threaten them, appeal to their good reason?
Well, I think we might suffer a consequence, but I think the odds of us succeeding.
The odds of them being like, you can't come in, go home, are slim.
No. What I'm saying is the odds of us succeeding are very low, even with rerolls.
So, yeah, fair. Your words fail to sway the guards. In fact, they seem to have the opposite effect. As they refocus their bows on you, and their resolve to defend the village appears to be ever more resolute. It seems you have but one option left.
Is it to break down the door?
Well, it's just told me to progress to the next section, so I imagine it's to send the element.
God.
As they go to draw, you dive into the shelter of the wall. Turning to the golem with the control rod in hand, you command it to break the gate down. Its glowing eyes flare as the massive construct stamps forward. A rain of arrows ping off its dark iron shell, doing nothing to deter it. Its bulk slams against the gate, and it braces with the grind of iron. More arrows are loosed through murder holes, but to no avail. The gates splinter around the golem. With heavy groans, the banded iron bends, warps, and then finally shears in two as the gates peel open. The unnatural feeling washes over you again as you stare at the immense power of the golem. The Watcher had known it would be needed to access the village. You snap out of your reverie before the guards overcome their shock at what just happened. You move quickly into the village, and with little resistance, the guards lay down their arms. All Oathsworn gain a battle flow.
And we have a reroll as well. I don't know if you ever updated that after the
I
bond.
did. Yeah, I caught up with that. So there we go. One reroll and one battle flow each. Gain clue token 1. Clue tokens track how suspicious you are of the villagers.
Okay.
Alright, so something's going on. The guards that were threatening you kneel before you, resigned to a man. They dared to raise a weapon against the Mark, a crime that is punishable by death everywhere in the Pact. Could they be more use alive, though? Choose one. Kill the guards, or show mercy. I'm just trying to decide, right? Because I think that there's sort of like... Because there's obviously something going on here. They wouldn't let the... They know who we are. They know how severe a crime it is to reject us. Therefore, we've either got a satyr situation where they're once again being sort of influenced by a beast of the Deepwood, whether or not it's mental control like hypnosis like the satyr, or just pure fear at whatever the beast is, you know, something worse than death by Oathsworn. Or is it, I think the other possibility is that it's the Ravenspire. Like, their need for resin has made this village rebellious and suspicious of the entire social structure. Like, you know, there's something wrong with the Raven Spire, and they're taking advantage of these people.
Well, we exist in that social structure. We're not going to be able to not exist in it. And I think we cannot let it be perceived that's the rule of don't turn a weapon on the Oathsworn is actually not so much a rule as a suggestion. I think we have to kill them.
In this case, okay, well, I'll tell you what. Seeing as you've been quite...
They had no reason to turn the weapons on us at all. They knew who we were.
Right, and that's why I'm saying. So either they're motivated, but they did. So either they're motivated by fear of the beast that's stronger than this,
but wait, then they should want us. Then they should want us here to help them. It makes no sense. It must be punished.
Yeah, or then it's like an underground rebellion against the Ravenspire, right? And they're like, oh, you've got the golem, you are servants of the Raven, you can't come in, you know.
Well, we're on the Ravenspire side at the present.
Mm-hmm.
And we exist in a structure where it's very important. Like, if we don't do this mission, we're hunted down and killed, right? Because it's in obligation. So we have to do this. So we have to so we can't let the rule, and one of the few things that makes it possible for the Oathsworn to exist is the fact that everyone has to help them and let them in. They basically get free passage. They're above the law in some ways, and And yeah, we can't. It's like
Our job is hard.
no, basically no exceptions, because if you start making exceptions on something this serious, then that's when society breaks down.
Okay, well, with this in mind, seeing as you've also been quite accommodating of my... I mean, I agree with both options here. I'd happily take either, but you have also been very accommodating of my desire to save Lena, so we'll go with...
You'd happily take either? I don't happily execute these guards. It is a grim task.
Yeah, I'm not happy that they broke the pact and got themselves killed, but I appreciate the context of the... within this world. And I think, yeah, showing them mercy, showing them mercy is me imagining they've got some incredible justification. They could not, in which case I'll be annoyed.
I don't think there is a justification, that's the thing. Like, we're the last stand against Deepwood, so, you know.
And the Deepwood's pretty rough.
Yeah.
If you allow these men to defy the pact, others will surely follow, endangering the lives of all free company men. You won't let that happen. As you raise your weapons, the guards see their fate in your pitiless eyes. The earth beneath their bodies is soon stained red. The pact cannot be broken, and the community theatre will have to be closed. The villagers... I forgot about that. The villagers pull back in fear as you single out a timid man who seems compliant enough to help you without the need for further motivation. You demand that he escort you to whoever is in command of the village at once. The first order of business is to find out why communication with Verum was cut off. Place your free company marker on position 2, which is the mayor's house. Do we add token number 2 to the track as well? Does that happen automatically?
No.
Not till it tells us.
Yep.
Add a time token to the time track.
There you go.
Is that number 2? Or just any...
No, but I just had a generic one.
Yeah, generic one. Okay, cool.
It is possible that going back to the mayor's office, mayor's house is an option later.
You were led to the mayor's house near the edge of the village. It's a very large home and in rather good condition, but far more simplistic than any you would expect from the lord of a town. All the buildings here boast a sturdy construction, and you notice glimmers of light reflecting off the dark wooden planks of their doors and walls. As you pass, you realize streaks of amber run throughout each plank of wood, much like the main gate. You have never seen an entire town built strictly from deepwood lumber before. Perhaps the mayor can shed some light on this peculiar design choice. A tall woman with red hair opens the door to greet you and introduces herself as Elia, the housekeeper, as she welcomes you inside. You are escorted to a library not far from the home's main entrance, where the mayor awaits. He is a gaunt man with shifty eyes and hands that never seem to stop moving. His fidgety nature seems to be more akin to restlessness than nerves. Nevertheless, he greets you warmly as he tugs on a bell pull. You hear the ring faintly from another room. "You are welcome, Oathsworn. You must be famished from your travels," he says, tapping his fingers along the back of a chair. "My kitchen will bring you food and drink at once. While we wait, please tell me what brings you to our settlement." As you explain your mission to see the amber supply lines reopened, he informs you of a creature that has been plaguing the village. It has breached the walls more than once, and strikes anyone that tries to pass beyond the walls. Thank God they've still got the gate. Oh, wait, no, they don't.
Is that what he said?
No.
But there seems to be no... I'm glad we killed those guards. There seems to... This town, apart from the fact that it's been besieged by a beast, seems to be operating normally. So why on earth did they do this?
Well, we might be about to find out. Oh my god, Bonbon keeps coming to the door and calling me and then I open it and she runs away. So I've got
He
my
just
own
wants the
beast to
door-
deal with over here.
He wants the door to be open. Cats don't like closed doors. They don't really understand
I
why part of their territory is suddenly inaccessible.
know. Actually, I think when she does this, though, specifically, she wants me to go out and play with her. She's got a special spot she sits in when she's ready to play. And she goes and sits there. And she's like, come out and play. We have lost dozens of haulers and guards already, says the mayor.
Lost a few more now.
You do nothing to hide your irritation as you ask the mayor what would cause his guards to defy the direct orders of Oathsworn, and why you are forced to smash through the gate in order to enter the village. These are troubling times, the mayor offers anxiously. Our people live under a blanket of terror. They are afraid to leave here, and even more afraid to live. All our attempts to try and reach Verum have failed. We are altogether cut off. Perform a spot check. Difficulty 5. Add 1 to the result if the cur is with you.
He's not. It's your turn
He's
to do
not.
it.
Oh, good. Spot check. Right, we have no rerolls on that. Difficulty 5. Well, I managed to get 5 on 4 dice twice, so clearly this trend will continue, so I'll just go 4 again.
Like it.
When I needed 4s, I couldn't stop rolling 6s, so now that I need 5, I'll definitely keep rolling 6s. I rolled 2 and missed. God damn it.
Well, at least you didn't fail because you picked 4 instead of 5.
It's hard to tell whether it's your presence or the topic of conversation that makes the mayor so uneasy. But when you ask him for more information about the monster, his voice trembles slightly, clearly nervous now. It attacks on the eve of each new moon, he informs you. It comes to feed and then just disappears again. Tomorrow is such a moon. I've not seen it myself, he says, walking to the entrance of his manor. But the villagers and guards can tell you more. As you listen to the man, you cannot shake the feeling that there is something else hidden somewhere beneath the surface here, a secret they wish to keep from you. Time will tell. As for the moment, it appears you will need to deal with this monster soon enough. Honestly, I'm quite relieved to have your free company here to help in these dire times, the mayor adds. I can assure you, once this matter is dealt with, we'll be able to reopen the supply lines to Verum at once. Right, now we're given a choice, except we can't pick one option because we're not applicable, so we're going straight to the tavern.
What's the other option?
We could talk to the housekeeper.
Why can't we do that?
Because we don't have enough clue tokens.
I'm even more glad we killed them now, because it turns out that, because the mayor says he's glad we're here, it turns out they just have a monster problem. We're literally the answer to that. It's like telling Geralt, trying to kill Geralt when you see.
Yeah, so the question is the monster made up
But furthermore, the monster apparently only appears on a full moon, and today's not a full moon, so they had even less reason to worry about opening the gate. I think even if they hadn't tried to kill us, we should have killed them for being idiots.
You have been found to be stupid, and you shall be put to death for stupidity.
I'm so glad we killed those guards.
For your crimes to intelligence.
So we're going to the tavern?
Place the free company marker on number 14, the tavern, and add a time token to the track. I think either the beast is entirely concocted, or it's inconsequential to what's really going on here, which is what's going on beneath the surface. I think it's possible that it's something to do with the amber, because didn't they say there were more weird forms of amber emerging? It's possible that all this amber in the town that's been built into it has started to have some altering effect on the people here. That's my guess.
We shall see. We shall discover. And we shall
Yeah,
overcome.
well, we've obviously gone to the most important place in town, the pub. Time for pub.
Yeah. For a pub.
Having made good progress, and with the hour drawing late, you retire to the village tavern. The inn is rather unremarkable by most standards. The one thing that does stand out is the eerie lighting in the room, created by the reflection of the lit sconces against the amber-laced timber used for the walls, floors, and every piece of furniture in the establishment. That's quite a sentence there. After paying for... it's a bit of a run-on sentence, but that's fine. After paying for the night's stay, an old hunchback of a woman greets you curtly and waves a crooked thumb toward the stairs, directing you up to the bedrooms. Despite resistance from the tavern's proprietor, you decide to bring the iron golem into the inn and station it outside your room. As you stow your gear for the night, one of you discovers a piece of parchment on a bedside table. Curious, you open the paper and read it. Meet me at the apothecary tomorrow. I need to speak with you. Zella. The remainder of the evening is spent downstairs in the common room by the bar, passing the time in conversation much like you would back at the Broken Oak. The atmosphere here, however, is far different, as all eyes seem to repeatedly find their way back to you throughout the night. Perform a spot check, difficulty 8. Add your total number of clues. Add the amount of clues you have to the result. So this is a spot check 8 plus 1.
How could we possibly have had more than one?
We could have got a clue from the mayor when we failed our spot check. I think, and that probably would have let us interrogate the maid as well, I think.
I see, maybe. Well, so it's difficulty 7, basically.
Yeah, so it's difficulty 7. But we
How
don't have a
many dice
reroll on the
card?
spot either.
It's my turn for this. I mean, we're going to get 2 blanks almost certainly, aren't we? got
Well, we
5
do have
dice in my
rerolls
hand.
we want to spend, so I think the question is, do we maybe overcommit to the number of dice a little bit with an attempt to... do we think this one's important enough? I would argue that
No,
this actually
really.
seems less important than the mayor one, but also the fact that we've
Yeah.
failed a few so far does feel bad.
Would you want to do 6 in total?
Sure, let's roll 6 dice and see what happens.
I've got 5 dice in my hand, so let's take a card as well.
Okay, so we've got 5 dice and a card.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Oh, happened.
Yep, all good.
Ready?
Yep.
Here we go.
Oh dear. The card is also a blank.
Oh,
Well,
sake.
Should we... Do you want to burn one
Do you
more
want
card?
Do you want Chris? Yeah. Let's try and stack that deck because we're really our initial good luck is really petered out.
Yeah. Well, what did we have good luck
Let's see.
on? When we were... Oh,
We
yeah, the
had
Dark
we-
Light.
survival. Yeah, we didn't get
Yeah.
killed in the very start of the encounter.
So it burned another 1. So that's 3 1s, 2 blanks, and a 2 out of the deck. So that's not too bad.
It's not going great.
With your senses on high alert, you train a watchful eye on every soul in the room. But when the server finally brings your drinks to the table, you permit yourself a brief moment to enjoy them. Fools. The ale is surprisingly good and unexpectedly strong. The cool, stiff drink helps to soothe you, and you actually manage to relax for the first time in days. After some time, however, you feel the weight of your journey bear down on you once again, and the decision is made to turn in for the night. You can't recall the last time you felt this tired. Back in your room, you repeat the command for the Iron Golem to stand guard outside your door. Then the world starts to spin, and you find it difficult to stay on your feet. As you stumble towards your bed, everything goes black. You wake in the dead of night with a pounding headache. Slowly sitting up, your vision clears just in time to witness the horror of the iron golem as it bears down on one of your companions and snatches them up in its massive hand. In a rush, you frantically search for the control rod, but it's not there. Your companion groans in agony as the last bit of air is squeezed from their lungs. If you do not act quickly, it will crush the life out of them. Choose a random Oathsworn to be the target of the golem. They lose 1 hit point.
Is this a dream?
Or maybe some ne'er-do-well villager took its muzzle off.
It's crushing. It's not biting.
No, but I just think the muzzle
have
has
to
something to do with the control.
Maybe. How do you want to determine this?
Well, it's just random, right? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 down here with Harbinger 1 and Ranger 4. So this is a D12. So shall we roll a D12 and divide by 3?
Yeah, that's fine. So what? 1 to 3 is Harbinger.
Harbinger.
Yeah.
9 to 12 is the Ranger, and so on.
Yeah, what are the other two though? We haven't different. Is 4 to 6 the Warden?
Exactly right. Yeah. So we're just going across sequentially.
Well, you got them in the same order as me. Good.
Yeah. It's a 1.
Harbinger.
Oh.
How ironic! It's the one who can see the future. He got attacked.
They lose a hit point.
Yeah, that's fine. Done.
One of you smashes the golem with a wooden chair, but the chair simply shatters against its iron shell. Changing tactic, they grasp the fingers of the golem and with all their might pry at them. It looks like they might budge. Struggling to your feet, you realize you must get that control rod back before the golem claims a life. As you glance around the room, you catch a glimpse of a silhouette outside the bedroom window. The dark figure stands in the slanted rain of the muddy street below with what looks like the control rod pointed directly at the room. At that very moment, the door to your room bursts open, revealing cloaked figures in the hallway outside, each with daggers at the ready.
God.
Each Oathsworn must choose to perform one of the following tasks, but at least one Oathsworn must try to recover the control rod. Try to stop, so the 3 tasks are, try to stop the golem from crushing your companion, stop the cloaked figures in the doorway from entering the room, jump out the window and chase down the figure with the control rod. The Oathsworn targeted by the golem must try to stop the golem. So, the Harbingers already trying to stop the golem from crushing themselves.
So I think
the choice.
I immediately have an opinion here about everything that should happen.
Okay, let me hear it.
Am I right in thinking that stop the golem is already one of the options that the other 3 can also try and do?
Yeah.
Someone can. Right. I think the ranger should jump out the window because I was thinking that even before it was described as jumping out the window. The warden should basically stand in the doorway, and the priest should assist the harbinger. That's what I think.
That's exactly what I was going to say. So we're in complete agreement.
Yes.
Okay.
Brilliant. This must be correct because.
Perform a might check, difficulty 10. Add 3 to the result for each Oathsworn that is trying to stop the golem. If you fail...
Sorry, just to clarify, this is just the resolve the golem we're doing first, is it?
Yeah, I guess so. It said move on to this, and yeah, now we're basically...
Fine.
Yeah. So this is...
difficulty 10.
So this is a might check with 3 to the result for each Oathsworn that's trying to stop the golem. Do we get our might here?
Oh, because it's specifically a might check. Yes, you know what? This might be the one scenario, apart from combat, where we actually do get to use it. Hang on.
In which case, whose might do we use? I guess not the Harbinger. It probably struggles to wield its pilgrim staff while being held tight, but I also have to update your might, actually.
Unfortunately, no. However, what it does, this isn't helpful. What it says is, during any kind of check, redraw tokens can be used, and in addition, empowered tokens may be used during any check called a might check. But
Right,
it doesn't say we get to use our might though.
Right, and we do get might during combat checks, right? So maybe I think we don't.
During combat checks, we do. Yes, correct. Combat checks are different. A round of combat.
So the only thing that makes me think we probably don't is that because we've got 3, I guess 3 to the result from the priest. This is effectively might 7, which seems kind of in line with what we've been doing so far already.
No, it's might. No. They both. The Harbinger's also trying to do it. They both.
Yeah.
Remember?
So we've actually got 6. So this is just might 4 then.
Yeah, this is 4, and I will definitely. What happens if we fail? Did it say? I think you were about to say, weren't you?
Yes, I was about to say, but maybe it's more dramatic if I don't.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. It's not outright death. No.
I still wish to. I will try and put everything into this. Whose turn is it to roll? Is it me?
I mean, it's technically my turn, but I feel like you've got more at stake here, so I'll let you do this, and I'll do the ranger.
I'm gonna try with 4. I think if that's okay.
Yep.
4 for 4. I will use.
Your card. Card deck is skewed slightly positive at the moment.
Is it? What's in the discard pile? I don't think it is.
In the discard pile. No, in the discard pile we've got effectively an entire die, but instead of a 2 crit, we've got a 1.
No, it
so
doesn't
it's
fill me with
skewed
hope.
vaguely positively towards a 2 crit.
You can have that. I'm going with dice.
Sure.
Here we go. One of them fell out of the thing entirely. It landed on a 1, but I'm not taking it because I don't take dice that land on the floor.
Reasonable. Hey,
It's a
look
crit.
at that. So, shall we burn a card?
I'm happy to.
It's the 2 crit. So now we're back to the deck actually being skewed negatively. Oh, but we got a crit, so you can draw another card.
might as well-
which
yeah.
is a blank, so that's okay. It's still back to basically being roughly even distribution.
I mean, the best thing about doing this burn system is nothing to do with whether crits are left or not. It's to do with when you know it's only numbers.
Yes, well,
You know?
precisely right.
Alright. What would have happened if I failed, but I just lost a wound?
Yeah, I just lose a hit point.
So bad.
Still, though. Well, do you know what I was thinking actually as well? Like when the beer was taking us over, I was just like, oh my god, this is the shit prancing pony, right? Like we're garbage Aragorn who didn't spot the ambush.
Pretty much.
The assailants outnumber you by at least 5 to 1. Despite the poor armor and simple iron weapons, they will overrun you in seconds if you don't manage to keep them out the room. Your only hope is to secure the doorway, and fast. So, the Warden performs a round of combat against Defense 9. Add 2 to the result for each Oathsworn that chose to stop the cloaked figures in the doorway.
This is basically difficulty 7, or defense 7. Oh, annoyingly, he's actually hilariously the worst person of all of us. He's got the worst might.
do this.
Yeah.
I guess we assumed that because he was sort of guarding from assailants, having defense would be valuable.
Yeah. Okay.
I haven't updated her might either. But yeah, so I'll let you do this one as well, seeing as it's your guy.
Well, I get 2 yellows. I'm looking for 7. So 2 yellows and 2 white.
Yeah, I think that seems reasonable to me.
I mean, I need the yellows to hit to land. Basically, if I miss with the yellow, then then I would need an extra die. But if I take an extra die, I'm probably missing. I can use a reroll. Let's go with this. Here we go. Oh, hello. 1, 2, 3. That's 7. That's 7 and a crit on the white.
Nice one. We can burn another card then.
Yeah.
And the card is a 1.
Alright.
So you've performed the round of combat.
I really, 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 really want it on the next thing, say, if the Ranger's doing this game +3 or something, because surely the Ranger's the best person to jump out the window.
I hope so. Let's find out. In the midst of the chaos, you dive through the second-story window. Shards of glass shatter in all directions as you land in the soft mud below. The figure holding the control rod bolts as soon as you get to your feet. Perform a chase check, difficulty 5. Add 1 to the result if you are the Cur or the Ranger.
Yes! I was about to say when I said it because the Ranger was the best at it, I nearly added on or the Cur, but yeah, that makes sense. All right,
add 1 to the result. Add 1 to the result for each Oathsworn that chose to jump out the window. So effectively, we get to add 2 to difficulty 5. So I feel like three white dice should be sufficient. 4 white dice should be sufficient here.
3 or 4, your call, yeah.
Well, I need a 3, so 3 white dice just feels a little bit too.
Well, statistically 3 will be 3. You'll get a 1, a blank, and a 2. Statistically.
Statistically speaking.
Yeah.
So, also the card deck is skewed a little bit positively now, so I might draw some cards. We've got 1 whole die out, and then we've got 2 1s and a blank out. Which means we've got 1 die, plus 2 2s and a blank. So, maybe I'll take 3 cards. That seems good.
Right, and 1 die, or nothing? Is that it? Just 3?
No, 3 cards, but then we've got the positive skew of the potential 2s, hopefully.
That's good.
Alright, here we go. Card number 1 is a 2. Card 2.
Good start.
A blank. Card 3.
Statistic.
Is a 1! Yes. Complete average! Hooray!
And furthermore, your +1 for being a Ranger made the difference as well.
It did. That's also very satisfying. So I've started to track the probability over here, so I don't have to sort of waste time looking through the discard pile.
Gimbal, can you please mine the token? Thank you.
Gimbal has come to cause anarchy.
He literally, I don't know, whatever way he stepped on one of the tokens and then lifted his paw, and it somehow literally threw a token at me. He must have caught it between his toes or something by accident. Alright, Skim, eh? Good boy. You're a good boy too, Fitzy. Yeah. Fitz is in his box behind the camera. Alright, what now?
We got an action shot of the Ranger while I read out this next exciting result. Alright. Charging through the pouring rain, you outpace the cloaked figure and quickly tackle them to the ground. Muddy fists fly and fingers scratch at your eyes as you grapple with the thief. Your well-honed battle reflexes kick in when a dagger suddenly emerges from beneath the cloak, and you roll to one side out of melee range. With your arms raised in a defensive posture, you brace for an incoming knife thrust, but instead see the blade inexplicably slash across the assailant's own neck, ending the struggle. As their lifeblood pours from the gaping wound, you get your first good look at the attacker's face. It's a woman. What madness is this that she would kill herself rather than be taken captive? In the palm of one of her lifeless hands you find the control rod, snapped in 2. Before she died, she managed to break it, and along with it, any chance of you using the golem again. As you gain down at the body, the rest of the Free Company appears at your side and informs you that the assailant assailants have retreated back into the night, and the golem has gone dormant. All Oathsworn gain a combat token of their choice. With the danger seemingly over for now, you look more closely at the woman's corpse in the hopes of finding a clue as to who these people are and why they are attacking you. Perform a check. So we'll do the combat tokens and then we can do this check. Any thoughts on what you'd like?
Defense and Empower are my two favorites, frankly.
Yeah, I think I'll take an Empower on the Ranger.
Yeah. I'm taking Empower on the Harbinger, that's for sure, because I love my massive backstab.
Yep, so two... Well, they're also sort of our DPS characters, aren't they? Yeah. I think the Priest's going to have a redraw, just because they're so useful for the healing.
I guess I'll take a defense on the Warden. I can take her next time I chance I get. I'll take a attack power. What did you say you're taking on the Priest? A reroll?
Yes, I took a reroll.
Cool.
Alright, neat. What's the defense of the Ranger? It's 3.
3. Same as the Harp. Not very good.
Yeah, the squishies. Alright, perform a search check. Difficulty 4.
You checking for rerolls? I can see you looking over.
Yeah, we don't have any, sad. So.
Well, I think it's your turn to do this because I did one out of sequence. So, over to you.
Okie dokie. So, cards are still quite positively skewed, so I think I'll have some more cards. Are they? They're not? So... Well, no, actually, do you know what? They're not. Now that I sort this out, we are... Actually, do you know, we've got effectively exactly 1 die left, but where it would have a 1, it's got a 2 crit. So...
let's crit into them with dice, then let's try and stack it.
Well, there's still... The thing is, but I think the thing is there's only 6 cards left, right? So by the time we're done stacking it, we'll probably be ready to reset.
How many blanks are there left? How many blanks from the discard?
Well, it's exactly 1 die, except it's got 2 crits instead of a 1 on it.
Oh, I see. Well, that's up to you then. If we can try and crit into them and try and get the blanks out, hopefully. Maybe, we'll see. Unless you want to...
Sure, why not? Let's leave it there then. I'll roll 4 dice, I think. That seems pretty standard. And then if I get any crits, we can burn a die. Sorry?
The difficulty?
The difficulty's 4.
Okay.
So here we go. 4 white dice, and then we can maybe get a blank out of that deck and get some more positive skew into those 2 crits for something really important later on. Uh-oh. Nope, it's good. It's 4.
Excellent. Well done. Good choice. Alright.
No crits, though.
Sure. What have we found by searching?
You find no letters or any other belongings on the woman's corpse. However, as you investigate further, you notice a strange lump beneath the skin of her arm, surrounded by a jagged scar. Using her knife, you lance the bulge and find a bloody sliver of white amber gemstone planted beneath her skin. You've never seen anyone do something like this to themselves. Strangely, as you study this stone, you swear you can hear a voice whisper at the edge of your mind. Is this what the Watcher wanted you to find? With your search complete, you return to the tavern and find the establishment empty. Only the slumped form of the golem remains. Even the innkeeper has fled. With the control rod broken, you will not be forcing your way into many other places in the village. Someone does not want you making inquiries. Gain clue token 3.
Alright.
Confident the cloaked figures won't attack again tonight, you try to use the last few hours of twilight to rest. Morning comes without further disruption, and after heading downstairs to scrape together enough food for a meal in the empty tavern, you weigh your options. There is something more than just a deep wood creature casting a shadow over this village. It takes a particular type of zealotry, or madness, to attack a fully armed free company, and equally strange is the fact that the tavern has been completely abandoned. Something is very wrong in Glim Hollow. Your orders were to reopen the amber supply lines and search for evidence of the white amber the Watcher is so keen to get his hands on. The mayor did seem sincere in his desire to reopen the routes to Verum, but to do that you first need to find and kill the alleged creature. That said, how secure would a supply line be with a roving band of cloaked assassins on the loose? Perhaps there's a connection between last night's attack and the white amber. Either way, you suspect you won't need to go far to find answers in this village. Things tend to find their way to you around here. 2 paths lay before you. Do you investigate the strange happening in the village? Or do you focus on the hunt and find information about the beast? You know you will not have time to do both.
Oh, I hate these. But, I mean, we're probably going to be fighting the monster, but I kind of want to look into the secret society.
Yeah, I'm kind of in agreement. I think, like, monsters are our bread and butter. I mean, as much as I appreciate finding out more information about it, I just think, like it says, you know, what's the point in killing the monster if we reopen the lines to Verum and then, you know...
Yeah, I mean, I think we may be giving up our chance to find out the special rules of the monster in advance, but I think in this case...
And possibly secure the unique item as well, but...
Yeah, maybe. But I think it's worth it. I'm happy to go with the Secret Society.
Cool. So, investigate the strange happenings in the village.
I can still hear you, by the way, but I'm just going to go off camera for a minute to get a pair of warm socks. My feet are cold. But keep reading.
As you piece together what you know so far, some of the evidence does not add up. The village is supposed to be one of the longest surviving settlements near Verum. If this area were the den or hunting grounds of some kind of creature, it surely would have begun attacking long ago, and perhaps even prevented Glim Hollow from lasting so long. Experience tells you that the villagers must be involved in some kind of activity that has lured the beast here. Speaking to the villagers may help shed some light on this assumption. An investigation of the wall where the creature last broke through could also provide some clues as to the nature of the beast. There was also the strange note you found from the village apothecary, Zella. She seems eager to speak with you. Place location tokens 7, 8, 9, and 13, and take Path A.
7, 8, 9, 13. Also, I think it's worth considering that this might be, considering the whole moon thing, this could be a monster or a monster that's been ritualistically summoned.
Yeah, like some kind of... Let's not overlook the fact that werewolves are attracted to the moon, and white resin looks like the moon, so that's a thing.
Also, white resin could also be analogous to silver.
Maybe they started to inject it to keep the werewolf away.
Or yeah, keep from attacking them specifically. Yeah.
Mm. All right. Well, I'm inclined to start with the apothecary, but likewise. Our options are houses, town square, apothecary, or 7, which is presumably the wall where it attacked. I like 7 and 13 best. Houses and town square seem like arbitrary.
I'd like to do 13 for sure.
Yeah. So let's start with 13 then.
So that's 13.1 on Path A.
You decide to pursue the handwritten note you received from the town apothecary Zella. When you arrive at the establishment, there is no one minding the store, and there are signs of a struggle. Several glass vials have been smashed on the floor, and the main door has clearly been kicked in. You've seen enough in your short stay in this place to know she must have been abducted. Someone does not want you speaking with her. As you search the store for clues, you find a package of unguents and pulses with Zella's signature on it. Something about the parcel gives you the impression she intended to give this to you. Her reasons for trying to help you will only be answered if you find her before it's too late. Add 2 curatives to your injury deck.
We're smashing this.
And then
Nothing
choose a
can kill us
location to
ever
go
again.
to. Yeah, we'll never. I promise I will never die.
I don't have a particularly strong preference. Maybe 7, but you fancy towns, the houses, didn't you?
No. I said 7 was my second choice, so let's do 7.
That's all my second. That's very important. We're in sync. We're in sync today, clearly.
Yeah, this one doesn't seem to divide us too much, so that's good.
No. It's 7.1. I want to finish getting curative.
All right, there we go. It's not hard to find the spot where the beast last breached the village. A large section of the wall has collapsed inward, and a mismatch of stone, wood, and even furniture has been haphazardly stuffed into the gap as a temporary barrier. Judging by the size of the breach, you are in for quite a fight. Perform a search check, difficulty 5. Do you want to do this one?
Any benefit? Do we have a benefit buff? Yeah, I think it's me. Over to me now. Do we have a reroll?
Yeah. No, we've got nothing on search.
4 or 5. What's your preference? And also, what's the deck looking like?
So the deck is currently, as I said, exactly 1 die, but swap a 1 for a 2 crit.
3 dice and a card, please.
3 dice and a card. Alright, so here's your
This
card.
is for 5. 5, right?
Yep, hunting for 5.
Yeah. It's gonna be a crit. Show me a crit. Show me a crit.
It's the blank.
Damn it.
Yeah.
What are we searching for?
Clues
What was the
at the
context
gate.
of this search again?
The barrier, the damage to the barrier. We're searching for clues.
I'm tempted to use a reroll on this one.
Well, I was gonna say, the remaining 5 cards, 3 of them are 2s. So you've got quite good odds of hunting for a 2 if you reroll.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I say quite good. I mean, it's slightly better than 50-50.
Who's gonna use one? Yeah, which I think is as good a time as any to actually implement it, right? We need a 2 basically, because we got a 3 and and 2 blanks, and we're re-rolling a blank into a hopefully a 2 to make it 5. What do you think in terms of who should use the re-rolls? Who's less likely to need them? The warden? I mean, the priest has 2, but the priest is the healer at the same time.
Yeah, I was gonna say the priest. Well, let's start with the wardens, and then if we need to if we need another one, we can move to the priest. And
Yeah, I'll start with the
ward
warden on the basis that he's more defensive, which doesn't involve dice on his part.
Yeah, his sort of attacks are nice additional things to have.
Yeah, he can get nice attacks off, but definitely not to the same level as the Harbinger, the big shots, or hopefully the Rangers.
Or hopefully the ranger, whose power we're sort of unfamiliar with. Right, so card?
Yeah, I think you might as at this point. We need us 2 specifically, so yeah, let's go card.
Alright, so this is slightly above 50%, so touch wood. Here we go.
It's 50.
It's the other blank.
So what's left there now?
4 cards, 2 crits, a 2 and a 1.
It's your call whether or not you want to use the reroll on the priest. We have a 75% chance now of passing.
Yeah, I think I will, and I'll tell you why. Because I feel like this is an important check because we don't know what's going on at the house. We don't know what's going on at the town square. So we've got no other clues. Furthermore, if we somehow pull the 1 and fail again, we know we've got 3 2s nicely lined up there.
Yeah, it's not. At least it's not quite. Sometimes I advocate stopping because of sunk cost fallacy, but at least this time we know where the sunk cost ends. Worst case scenario.
So it's the 2.
Okay, excellent.
So we pass, and now we've got 3 cards left there. 1 and 2 crits.
Yeah, this is good to know. So we actually are in good shape now for future tests as well.
Yeah, a couple of good checks. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
All right, where are we at? Oh God, I lost our place.
7.1,
7.1, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and then
okay,
whatever
good.
check.
At first glance, it appears the walls were battered down, but as you look more closely, it also appears the stone has been melted. Each boulder is coated with a fine dust, and deep pitting and scars mar the surfaces, as though whatever substance caused the damage continues to dissolve the stone. A search of the ground at the base of the wall uncovers a trail of corroded rock leading back into town. Carefully tracking the debris leads you directly to the warehouse used to store the village's amber reserve. Place location 10, and then choose a location to go to.
I feel we may as well continue this particular trail, right?
Yeah, we might as well scope out the amber reserve, right?
Yeah, so that's 10.1.
The warehouse used to store the amber reserve is the largest building in the village, and is the place where amber shipments are prepared before their journey to Verum. As you enter, a clerk tries to bar your way, but one look quickly makes her reconsider stopping you. You step inside, trailed by the woman, and find row upon row of shelves barren, and a line of empty carts arranged against one wall. Not a trace of amber can be found. You ask the clerk about the absence of the amber, and she replies, It was moved after the last attack, my lord. Her focus darting between each member of the group. Heading deeper in, you search for where the monster had clearly gained ingress. Perform a reasoning check, difficulty 5. So we do have a free reroll on this.
This is over to you. Considering we have a free reroll, I would say let's not. I mean, there's 2 crits in there. I say let's not use all the cards. Let's use 1 or 2 cards. Would you agree?
Well, we've got 3 cards left. It's a 1 and 2 2s. So here's what I'm thinking. Maybe either just 5 dice. 5 dice for the reroll seems reasonable to get a 5. Or 1 card if we really want to make sure we follow this up.
I would say 1 card, and then knowing you can reroll into a second card. And then maybe just go 3 dice?
1 card and 3 dice?
That's what I'm thinking, because you know you're getting a between the reroll, you know you're getting a crit.
Right, so if this isn't a crit, I can definitely get a crit.
Yeah. If you need
okay,
it.
Cool.
And this potentially then keeps that deck stacked for another check later on.
So here we go. Here's the dice. Well, we've got 4 with a crit.
Well.
And then the card is another crit. So I'm not going to draw any more cards, but we know we've now got.
Let's not draw any crit.
Yeah, we've got a crit and a 1 left.
Would you like to roll dice for your crits?
Sure.
You're currently
double blanks. So that's 6.
Yeah. Get it out of your system.
As you investigate the warehouse, you come to a large hole in the wall where something huge has obviously broken through. The shelving in this area is in tatters, and it seems as though something has partially dissolved the wood and stone. Only the tiniest chips of amber can be found in the debris. It is possible Is it possible the creature broke into the reserves to feed upon the amber? Game clue token 2.
Okay, excellent.
A search at the back of the warehouse uncovers a second storage area tucked away, out of sight. The amber on these shelves is unlike anything you have seen before, as it glows a brilliant white, rather than the familiar orange. This must be the mysterious amber the Watcher was so interested in. He also gave you an important warning about the strange material. You pause for a moment, trying to recall what it was. Choose an Oathsworn to pick up the amber.
Okay, someone who's wearing gloves.
Yeah, well, exactly.
I mean, the ranger doesn't have skin per se. They have bark.
So the ranger's like made of wood. Let's see. I'll just have a quick read of what it says about the ranger on the back, or her species. Humanity has encountered several races, but few are as mysterious as the Phaedendri. Doesn't really say much more than that.
Well, it says they grow their arrows in their own bodies.
That's true, so... Also, it's kind of hard to... It does look a bit like sort of skin, right? Like... It's not sort of... There's sort of a very interesting... So the bark almost looks like clothes, and then it's got like some kind of green skin as well. I have a feeling like the ranger's either the right choice or the worst choice. The question is, do we want to take that risk?
Well, the priest doesn't have gloves on in their artwork.
Mm-hmm.
The warden, I can't see his hands in the artwork of the... Yeah. The warden's good at magic, like in general. I'm trying to find artwork in the book.
The miniature for the warden is wearing a gauntlet.
Yes, and I just found his artwork in the art book. He is wearing gauntlets. And he's good at magic.
For those not keeping up at home, by the way, this is because the ranger's warning was, don't touch it with bare skin.
Yes.
The Watcher's warning, yeah.
Yeah. There's an entry on the Watchers in here.
Oh, what's it say?
The Watchers, behind every seat of authority and station of power throughout human society, enigmatic individuals lurk. Known as Watchers, none comprehend to what extent and in what manner this mysterious group wields power. All that is known is that when they speak, kings listen. Wreathed in strangely flowing robes of midnight black, no part of a Watcher's form has ever been seen. Both hands and face remain concealed from those those brave few who can bear to meet the gaze of darkness within the cowls, as an aura of unnerving fear flows from their presence. Residing within the great raven spire of Verum, the Watchers work to unknown ends within high towers guarded by dark iron sentinels. The nature and meaning of these endeavors are largely unknown, but free companies everywhere understand that it is from the Raven Spire that they receive special orders. Unlike contracts entered into with common folk, these contracts cannot be refused. There is a artwork, a drawing of them as well.
I can make it marginally bigger.
There you go.
Some kind of cloaked figure. Oh, actually, I can just give you full credit. The problem with full Chris is there's no audio on it.
I'm enjoying the art book. I've started looking into. I haven't looked at every page that says it has spoilers, but I've looked at the first half of it or so, and nothing is spoiled. Nothing's been spoiled yet. But I've stopped at Cistercia. All right. So are we going with the warden then?
So yeah, I think we've decided the warden then because he's the only one visibly wearing gloves, right?
And also he's good at he's trained with magic.
He's trained.
Um,
Right, he wouldn't be stupid enough to just grab it with a bare hand, would he?
Oh, he's so annoyed if he does.
Oh, there's a second part of the puzzle on the back, which I didn't read because I assumed it wanted us to choose before I flipped it. But I flipped the page, and it just says, "What did the Watcher tell you? Write the answer down." So it's just a memory check.
Don't touch it with bare skin.
Yeah, don't touch it with your bare hands. We've already established that we remember this.
Bare skin is the wording he used.
Yeah. If your answer was, "Do not touch it with bare skin," turn to this. Okay.
Which means that the Ursus cannot touch it under any circumstances.
Yeah, the Ursus is the worst one.
Anyone but the Ursus is fine.
You suddenly remember the Watcher specifically told you not to touch the stone with bare skin, otherwise there would be unpleasant effects. Using a scrap of fabric, you collect a fist-sized chunk of the stone and carefully wrap it up. As you hold the mysterious rock, a feeling of deep anguish washes over you, and you swear you hear faint screaming from somewhere off in the distance. This substance is clearly far more than just your average hunk of amber. The resin exudes enormous potency. The thoughts give you a moment's pause. Perhaps it would not be in everyone's best interest if a substance like this were to be in the hands of the Watchers. Who knows what they will do with this stone? The contract the Watcher forced you into only requires you to discover the reason behind Glimhollow's recent silence and re-establish the flow of amber back to Verum. There was no mention of recovering this material. On the other hand, you're sure that the reward for completing an additional task... You're sure that there will be a reward for completing this additional task, and no free company crosses the Raven Spire without consequence. Would they find out if you disposed of the stone? Choose one. Take the stone back to the Watcher, dispose of it.
I mean, I would like option 3, which is hold on to it, but not decide what to do with it yet.
Find out more before we have to make this obviously pivotal decision.
I imagine if we take it, we might get the opportunity again to not give it to them.
Mm. Do you think choose to hold on to it for now rather than just dispose of it?
I think that's what I'd like to do. That's what I'd like to try and do, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think my instinct is leaning very heavily towards dispose of it. It's clearly no good. But I'm happy to hold on to it for a little bit longer if you like. At least until we find out a little bit more.
Yeah, I think let's hold on to it for the time being. I suspect we'll get another opportunity to go back on this choice. Because it just doesn't make sense that we're deciding whether or not we hand it to them when we're a day's travel away from them.
Sure. It may well be the case that actually what happens is it's got something to do with what's going on here, and by holding on to it, we put ourselves in jeopardy or make ourselves vulnerable to whatever creature is influencing these people. But I have a suspicion that...
Well, also, we have a theory that it protects you from the monster, right?
I mean, that was before we heard it whispering to us and screaming in anguish. I suspect actually that there's some normal creature, or perhaps even a sort of a more mundane monster that's been maybe driven mad already by this amber that's responsible for this attack, and the white amber is attached to a much more sinister creature like the satyr or something like that. That's my suspicion.
Oh, I see. Maybe.
I don't think whatever broke in here looking for the amber is the same thing that has caused the emergence of this mysterious white amber. I think that it's possibly something else affected by it.
Are we certain something broke in?
Yeah, we're definitely sure of that, because we found the hole in the wall and we found the hole in the warehouse as well.
I think something broke out.
Oh, you think something broke out? Interesting.
That's my running theory.
Yeah, maybe a villager that has been mutated by exposure to the amber.
Yeah, could be.
either way, whatever this amber is, it's definitely no good. And
It's bad news, but I still think it'd be useful to hang on to it for a bit.
all right, well, we'll hang on to it for a bit.
Okay. You die.
You place the wrapped hunk of amber into your satchel and make sure not to touch it again. Write the keyword white on your free company sheet and choose a location to go to.
I like houses or town where. I have no strong preference. You're welcome to me.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like we've not got very far in our investigations.
Well, we found a clue. And we found the amber. We did it right.
We did find the amber. Yeah, I think this is a complete toss-up. I suspect that I guess my instinct is possibly I don't know. Truly shot in the dark. Compelling arguments for both.
Yeah.
I mean, equally sort of compelling.
Town square is a good place to kind of get a general lay of the land, gossip, rumors.
Sure. With no... Yeah, and I mean, knocking on doors could just be a complete waste of time.
Also, so, it's on the way. 9.1.
There we go.
I like efficient journey.
You were surprised to find the town square somewhat lively for such a small village. A few market stalls have been set up offering food and drink items, while others display crafts or jewelry, as well as some tinctures. One very common theme amongst the wares is the pervasive use of amber gems. Each Oathsworn may purchase a single +2 Animus token for 9 iron each.
No! We haven't enough money.
I don't regret anything.
Oh wait, sorry. Oh no, it's just a token. Oh, that's fine. It's just a combat token. I was thinking it was the +2 as in like the regen thing, like you're permanently.
Oh yeah, I mean that would be heartbreaking. Then that would be so good.
Yeah.
No, it's just a combat token.
That was the heartbreak you heard. No, I don't care. I just won't buy it.
Okay, we've only got enough money for one, so we'll just keep our money. And that's it. That's the whole of the town square. So I guess we head over to the house. The last final choice. Not to worry. Well, you know, it was worth a punt. Like I said, that was just going to be... It was going to be a 50-50. The homes in this area of the village are not on my camera. The homes in this area of the village are of much higher quality than the others you've seen. Amber streaks decorate the houses and doors here in what appears to be deliberate design choices, if not as an outright symbol of status. You have heard that some villages attempt to establish some equality in their settlements, being free to do so, far from the rule of Verum. This village is not one of them. Maybe you can learn something about your mysterious attackers here. Asking around quickly proves you are not welcome here, and you will have to be more persuasive. Choose one. If you have at least 8 iron, bribe the villagers, or threaten the villagers.
Does it tell you how difficult to threaten?
It doesn't tell us here, so that'll be in the next section.
And do we have a reroll on threaten?
We do have a reroll on threaten.
Oh, let's threaten then. Let's threaten.
I'm a fan of using our rerolls. Perform a threatening check, difficulty 6.
Ooh, that's difficult. We have a crit 2 and a 1 in the deck. Should we just use them?
Yeah, seeing as how we may be running out of time here, this is a... I mean,
shall we use one since we know we can re-roll for free into the crit if we don't get it?
Yeah, we are running a little short on rerolls, but I'm happy to...
No,
I'm happy to maybe... No, on the rerolls.
But don't we have a free reroll on Threaten?
Oh, yes, we do. Yes, of course, yes. Yeah, so let's say 1 card and 4 dice?
Yeah. Nice.
Do you want to do the dice, or shall I?
Whose turn is it?
Not sure.
Oh, I'll do it because you're doing the cards then.
Sure.
I can't remember whose turn it is. So now it's my turn.
And then it'll be my turn.
Alright, here we go. Yeah. Oh!
That's 6 already. And the card is
Yeah.
the 1.
Excellent! That's not crit. Well, crit into a die. Which is a blank.
Hey! Get those blanks out of here.
And we know we
So
got,
I got one
we have a
card.
crit there.
Yeah, 1 card left in the deck, which is a crit.
We've used the stacking of that deck beautifully this round. This story mode.
It has worked
Like-
out well, hasn't it?
Be scared. Stuck there.
Sometimes
Alright,
it takes
success.
good old-fashioned steel and the threat of bloodshed to open mouths, especially when the sight of the oath mark itself fails to do the trick. You've chosen a wiry merchant as your target, and he cowers before you. The weapons, he pleads. They had to get him at the banksmith. I don't know anymore, please! Place location token 15, and then choose somewhere to go.
15. I
Yeah.
choose 15.
I also choose 15. We are in complete
you
agreement
can't, I
once
did.
again. Oh, boo.
15.1.
Yeah, there we go, to the banksmith.
More shopping.
A lone bearded man works the forge at the village banksmith. As you approach, the look on the craftsman's face tells you he already knows you are not here to purchase armor. I don't know nothing, he huffs through gritted teeth. You know that's not true. The question is, how are you going to get the truth out of him? Choose one. Ask him about the cloaked attackers. Take his hand and hold it to the forge. If you have clue token 3, inspect him more closely. I suspect if we do that,
Sorry,
we'll find out he's got that lump, the white amber under his skin.
Yeah, I was about to say clue token 3 is specifically the lump, yeah. Let's do that. I think that makes sense, right?
Yeah, I feel like we might as well use the information we've gained.
Yeah.
Well, before we can put this together in the game terms, we have to do a spot check. Difficulty 4. Add the amount of clues you have to the result. So this is difficulty 4, but plus 3 to the result. So, shall I throw
Is this
2 dice?
Is this... yeah, 2 from... Well, is this difficulty check because we've made the choice we've made? Or is it anyway?
Yeah, this is the difficulty check is because we chose to inspect him more closely.
Oh, yeah. That's fine. Yeah, roll 2 dice. You can't... Like, as long as it's not double blank, that's success, right?
Yeah. So here we
And
go.
at least,
Fingers
and
crossed.
worst case scenario, if we do have to spend a reroll token on it, we know we succeed with the card.
Oh, it's a blank and 1.
Oh,
So-
oh, oh.
This is Chris's School of Dice Rolling. Always roll exactly what you need.
Yeah, never. Don't go too far over. It wastes it.
Yeah. Waste it for next time, exactly.
That's
Right. As you look at the banksmith's forearm, you notice that there is a lump surrounded by a scar, much like the one you found on your cloaked attacker. With the aid of a well-placed dagger under his chin, you finally convince him to cooperate. They meet in the mines, he tells you. I never wanted to be part of it, honest. But the whispers, I don't know, they mess with your head. The man goes on to say he believes the rituals they conduct there may be the reason why the beast continues to attack the village. In a desperate attempt to save his life, he offers you his stock in exchange for letting him go. You don't promise him the latter, but take the iron. It would be forfeit for his crimes. Furnished with a heading, you chain the banksmith to the anvil and head out. Gain 2 random items from the Chapter 9 item deck, and then gain clue token 6 and place location token 6.
Oh, brilliant. It's going very well.
Well, we're about to overrun our extra unique item, but that's fine.
That's okay. I'm just... Please with even if these 2 items are useless to us, we're gonna get we can sell them at a later date.
All right.
They'll be worth 10 money between them. 5 each.
I would like us to get that ring. I thought that ring was quite good. Oops.
Yeah. That'd be nice. Well, you let me know, and I'll take them out.
Hey, Heggers, welcome to the stream. You didn't miss the whole thing.
Hey,
Once again, the story mode just keeps getting longer and
well.
longer. We're about an hour into it before we even started putting time markers out.
Yeah, there's bits of like it wasn't preamble. It was story, but it was like preamble to like the main story bit.
Yeah, it was an important preamble. So we've got the kite shield.
Oh, okay, I'm pleased with that.
And we've got Bastard Sword, which is a one-handed sword.
Okay, that's still helpful. Alright, into the backpack thing.
Into the backpack with you.
We stole a bunch of stuff at the Star Attackers. We stole like a bunch of stuff. We also bought a couple of items because you might remember we were out of heavy armor pretty much. We stole a bunch of stuff, so we actually had some space in our backpack to pick up items like when we get them, like now. I was comparing it to Elder Scrolls or Starfield, how when you finally go back to Constellation Base or something, you just dump. What about you? I dump all my stuff into my locker. It's basically a Constellation room, so I can like free up, enjoy looting for a few hours or a minute. All right, onto the walled area. 6.1.
I guess this is a mine.
They called it a mine. This isn't a mine. It's a tomb.
It's a walled area. Right, where are we at? Right, 6.1. Oh my god. You find the secured area the banksmith spoke of without any difficulty. A large wooden gate, much like the one found at the village's main entrance, securely prevents intruders and prying eyes from seeing into the area. It suddenly becomes obvious to you why the cloaked figures risked their lives to disable the Iron Golem. Without its strength, breaching the gate will be impossible. If you hope to get to the bottom of what is happening here, you will need to find a way in. Place location tokens 2, 11, 12, and 17.
God.
Yep, I guess when I said, I guess we're writing off getting the extra item, I wasn't joking. Like, this is,
Nope.
This is why the time track is here.
How do you speedrun this scenario?
But the reality is you're only getting that extra unique item if you investigate the beast instead. I imagine it'd be over much quicker.
That is possibly the case. 3, 11, 12, and 17. I mean, at first glance, so 12 and 17 are just random buildings. 11 is also referred to as wall. It's quite close to the wall we already inspected at 7, and 3 is like outside the city. It's like maybe a logging camp or something. So none of these at first glance indicate to me the way in.
Hager says you could speedrun by simply making choices blindly. We're not talking about actual time, Haggers. We're talking about the chapter track.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you wanted to speed this in real time,
We're talking
you
about...
just do the quick start. Whatever it's called, jump straight to the action mode.
We're referring to not placing too many time tokens here, so we get the extra unique item from the boss.
I suspect Haggers knows that. He's just trolling us. But yes, I suspect we possibly could have done this marginally faster if we'd been more on the.
We could have skipped the town square. That's all we could have done.
And we could have succeeded, I think, the mayor check as well. That could have given us more clues that might have let us get a bit of a head start at this stage. But
I suppose actually we went to the houses and that led us. We could have just gone straight to the houses. I guess technically we didn't have to go to the wall, which led us to the Amber Reserve. I'm glad we did it, but I guess we could have actually skipped 7 and the 13 was just to get the curatives. So actually, technically, we actually could have skipped 13, 7, 10, and 9.
Yeah, we could have skipped. We could have skipped 4.
First 4 things we did, we actually didn't have to do.
Oh no, actually 10. Yeah, 9, 10. Yeah, we wouldn't have had 10. So we could have started on 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but then we wouldn't have the white amber.
Exactly. I'm glad we do. We have a keyword.
So,
I like keyword. All right. Where do you want to go? I don't really have
we got to go to the mayor's office, right? I mean, it's either that or the wall. I don't know why we would go back to the wall.
Where's the mayor's
2.
office? Oh, did we get 2?
I did say that, right? What were... Yeah, 2, 11, 12, and 17.
Oh, I heard 3. Excellent.
Oh, 3, yeah, that's just some random logging spot.
That's what I said. It looks like a logging camp. Yeah, let's go to 2 and try and just like shake the mayor. Like literally shake him until he tells us.
Yeah, we've got lots of clue tokens now, so hopefully we can confront him with a bit more information.
So however, Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say there's a note here on the time track, but it's irrelevant, so...
Yeah. Why is it irrelevant?
Because it refers to Path B.
Oh, I thought it said Path A. Yep, you're right. Path B is obviously the monster, hunting the monster, finding out about the monster.
Exactly right. On your second visit to the mayor's home, the mayor himself greets you at the door, rather than his housekeeper, Elia. Clearly anxious...
Talk to her again, maybe.
Clearly anxious, he hurriedly ushers you into the home and speaks in hushed tones. I couldn't say anything before, but you're on the right track. They are killing my people, and they've made me prisoner in my own home, he says angrily. They go into those mines, dragging good people with them. The cultists come out, but the others do not. Listen, they are already inside, doing whatever it is they do there. The entrance is barred, but there is another way in. The northernmost section of the wall is climbable. Defeat the cult, and we'll be able to reopen the supply lines. Now, you must go before they find you here. Place location token 1.
Okay.
Cave. Choose a location to go to.
Oh, 1, I guess, right? Strong.
This is... Do you know what? I'm going to say let's just go straight to 1. And do you know why?
Why?
Because of the books in the library. This
Why?
is
What
once
do you
again
wanna do?
me trying to be clever. Like, what if the mayor is like, you know, like one of them, and he's trying to double cross us, and I'm just overthinking it, and I'm like, maybe we should check out another location first.
I think he possibly is trying to double cross us, but this will still lead us to the right place, I think.
So you think that we can just defeat any ambush he might have prepared for us anyway? So
Yeah. What exactly did he say again?
He said that there's a cult. They're taking people away. They've imprisoned him in his own home. Go into the mines. They drag good people into the mines. The cultists come out, but the people do not. Their cult is currently meeting in the mines right now. You can get in through the walled area, but it's locked, so you'll have to go in through the cave instead.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with this. This makes sense. I'm surprised he told us that prompting. That's why I think he might be in on us, but I still think this is the right way in.
Okay. Well, we'll pick cave.
Yeah.
There's 3 other locations, though, and we've got time now.
We might not.
Yeah. Okay. Off to the cave, then. You easily scale the wall and drop down inside the mining area of the village. Finding no resistance, you head for the cave. Shadows envelop you as you descend beyond its mouth, and in the distance, you begin to hear the rhythmic chanting of a choir of voices. It sounds like hundreds of voices speaking as one in a strange language that inexplicably seems familiar. Their voices echo through the tunnels as you quickly track your way deep into the mine. When you approach a lit area, you see the silhouette of a man up ahead wearing a long robe, staring down into a large cavern below. Choose one. Slit the robed man's throat from behind, or try to drag the man quietly away and bind him.
Slit his throat.
Alright.
What do you think?
I mean, I've got no real sympathy for the cultists or anything like that. My only thought would be that what we saw with the... I mean, I guess there's not really an argument for this, because I was going to say with the satyr, what we saw was everyone who's sort of magically possessed had like a bit of a hive mind thing going on. But if we drag them away, it's going to be just as... Yeah, they're not possessed, so...
If there's a hive mind, if there was a hive mind, then dragging him away means they'll all know. At the end of the day, this is a cult. They tried to kill us. Cults are bad. Trying to kill us is bad. Stealth is good when infiltrating. Let's not risk him saying anything. Let's slit his throat.
There is a fringe possibility that the white amber is not bad, but based on all evidence that we've got, it's awful. So let's
But
just
in case it's not bad, we have some with us.
Yeah. It only takes 2 steps until you're upon him and silently slit his throat. His death gurgle drowned out by the chanting as you pull him back into the dark. You can now see into the cavern. Small braziers of flaming amber illuminate the cavern, and you can see dozens of villagers assembled around an altar with a giant white amber stone suspended above its center. A woman wearing an apothecary's belt is bound to the far wall, a small piece of white amber attached to her forehead. Signs of a struggle show on Zella's wrists, but she makes no attempt to break free as a twisted masculine voice emanates from her throat. At the head of the assembly, a woman sways to the rhythm of the chanting with her arms raised. You immediately recognize the red hair that flows over her robes as belonging to the mayor's housekeeper, Alaya. White amber gems implanted in the arms of each cultist pulse in sync with the beat emanating from the giant stone above the altar. There's clearly some kind of connection between the gems and the giant malefic stone. It must be destroyed. So, if you have a weapon item card in your backpack, which we do, you can throw a weapon at the stone.
Okay.
If you have an Oathsworn armed with a bow, you can shoot the stone, which we do. If you have the Witch or the Grove Maiden, they can use their powers.
You can have the Grove Maiden?
Well, I was about to say the same thing. I thought that we weren't allowed to have the Grove Maiden.
We're not allowed to have her until the story tells us. Have we missed the chance to have her? Weird. This is definitely weird that we didn't skip a chapter, did we?
No, I don't think so.
Cool. Okay. Fine. Well, I don't know. Do we shoot it? I mean, I only shoot it.
Oh, wait. There's one final option.
Okay.
I guess if we don't meet any of these other 3 criteria, jump down and try to smash it.
No, we'll try something a bit better.
I think we have the ranger shoot it, right?
I mean, that would be my instinct. Except the only thing that makes me a bit slow about that is that an arrow is not going to shatter a stone.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose, but
A big hunk of metal might.
perhaps we're aiming for the thing that connects it to the ceiling, and we're hoping that the fall will break it.
Yeah, okay. You've convinced me. Let's go with that.
Okay, let's give it a shot. Hopefully, I've made very few decisions this one where we're not sort of aligned. So fingers crossed I haven't made my first bad decision.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if it says, "You idiot! How can an arrow shatter this stone?" It bounces uselessly off.
Each Oathsworn is equipped with a bow performs a might check, difficulty 7. You may add the bow's might to this check.
Oh, great! So you got 2 red.
So I have 2 red. It's difficulty 7. I could throw in the crit. I feel like this might be the time, but
This is the time. This is the time.
Alright, so we've got a 2 here and 2 reds. Do we need more? I feel like more is overkill.
You have a reroll. Is more overkill? You need 7. 7's a lot.
I have a reroll on the character. Well, yeah, but I mean, the reds are at least 2, unless they miss up, straight up. And this is a crit, so this is going to get us another white. So we've... I mean, I could throw in one more white die.
I honestly think you need one more.
Okay, here we go. One more white die, then. So, as we already know, this is a 2 crit. There we go. So, let's see what happens next. Oh my god. Well, I got a 2 crit on the white die, and the reds both missed.
I was right.
Oh,
I would
god.
like you to spend your reroll, personally.
Yeah. I'm gonna spend my reroll to reroll one of the reds. Jesus Christ. That's a bummer. It's a 3 now. So that's 7. So I've already done it.
Do you
so
want
I'll roll
to
2
crit?
more.
You could crit 2 white. You can reshuffle the whites and crit into the deck twice.
Will this go back in?
No, because that's currently on the table.
So I think I'd rather
fair enough.
Yeah, I think I'd rather get the crit back in there. I mean, I think we're probably more or less done for this story, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think so. Hey.
Alright, so there we go. There's
nice. Well done. Good use of reroll token.
Yeah, if you're gonna do it, don't completely blow it.
Oh, if you'd got another blank, I'd have cried. It's so annoying.
You idiot! You think a bow and break a gem? One well-aimed arrow is all it takes. As its impact shatters the wicked stone to pieces, the ear-splitting shriek of 1,000 voices suddenly bursts from the stone. When the shrieking trails off, a new chorus of screams rises as the gems implanted in the arms of every cultist erupt with incandescent light and searing heat. Their skin combusts like a matchwood, and within seconds there's nothing left of them but small pile of ashes.
I'd like to point out that sitting that guy's throat was a mercy.
Yeah, I was going to say, I guess we don't need to worry about that then. Do we have 12 tokens on the time track?
Easily, I'd say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
We have
7,
11.
9, 10. Oh, we don't!
We have 11. All Oathsworn gain a combat token of their choice.
Great. Empower for the Warden, because he already has defense.
I'm glad that we headed straight here, Chris, and I'm glad that I chose to listen to you instead of doing my normal thing of arguing for some stupid bad choice. I've learned and grown as a human being.
I'm taking a defense on the Harbinger and empower on the Warden.
Okay. I'm going to take a reroll on the Ranger because I didn't get one. I mean, I just spent one.
Yeah.
And I think I'll take a defense on the Priest. I know he's only got one reroll, but he's also sort of up close and melee-y, isn't he?
You've learned from your mistakes, which is all we can ask of you.
I've shown. Okay. You hurry to the apothecary bound to the far wall and cut her bonds. She lacks the strength to stand on her own and falls to her knees before you. Helping her up, her face lifts to look at you. Oathsworn? She asks, then turns her gaze toward the altar at the heart of the cavern. It spoke through me. She shudders with fear. You ask her what it was and what happened. It was the stone. Someone in the stone. I could feel its thoughts. Memories from another place. It felt trapped. Trapped for so very long. I tried to get to you before they could, but they came for me. For months they've been taking us, one by one. They used us to speak with it. A vessel, like paper to hold sulfur. It burned up each and every one except me, she replies. Tears begin to roll down her cheeks, and just how close she had come to the same fate. You leave her to recover her composure, and go to see what remains of the stone. So I suspect if we'd taken one more time token, she would have burnt up.
Yes.
Oh, good. As you inspect the chunks of glowing white stone scattered around the altar, it is obvious that this is the amber the Watcher is after. He also gave you an important warning about it. You pause for a moment to try and recall what it was. Choose an Oathsworn to pick up the amber, and write down what the Watcher told you.
Why do you have to choose an Oathsworn? That's what I don't understand.
Probably because if you get it wrong, whoever grabs the amber gets screwed up.
Oh, okay. Who wants to pick this one up, in case it matters?
In case it matters, why don't we send in the priest this time, in case that makes a difference.
But he hasn't got anything on his hands.
But don't worry, we remember what the Watcher told us.
Just in case this is different, send in the Ranger, I think. Or the Warden to do it again if you want. Okay, well then get the Warden to do it again.
Okay, following the same logic as before, the Warden shall do it again. And we've written down, do not touch it with bearskin. Okay. The answer was, do not touch it with bearskin. You suddenly remember what the Watcher specifically told you, and you already executed correctly. Using a scrap of fabric, you collect a This is actually, I think... This is actually the exact same choice I read us in the warehouse.
Oh, okay, fine.
It's actually, I think it's the same passage. No, it's not. It's got different numbers on it. But it's a different passage, but it's the same exact dialogue.
Yeah. Right.
So do we want to collect it to give it back to the Watcher, or do we want to dispose of it? Interestingly, though, if we choose to dispose of it, I wonder what would happen. Like, if we choose to keep it, are we just going to get the keyword white again? And if we dispose of it, what happens? Because we've already got that keyword.
Yeah, I imagine going to the Amber Reserve is a way of getting keyword white in the event that you fail to break the gem on time in proper fashion.
Yeah, but then if we choose to dispose of it here, we just unlock a second keyword, right? Unless it also says get rid of all of your get rid of the white keyword and instead replace it with this other keyword.
Yeah. Oh, I think we should probably keep it again then, right? See what it says.
Well, I was going to say, I think we should probably dispose of it, because if that just gives us a second keyword... I mean, it's meta, right? We should keep it again just to be consistent, because I think that if we disposed of it... But
do you think, if we dispose of it, what if it says cross out keyword white if you have it?
Yeah, I mean, it would have to. And if it doesn't, that's probably a bit of an oversight. I'll tell you what, let's keep it just to be consistent with our earlier decision, but I'm just going to check that for mechanical purposes myself, just because I'm curious, if everyone's happy with that.
Yeah. I'd like to know as well. What entry are you on right now?
I'm on 1.17. And yeah, just scanning the potential results, it's the same outcomes, so it would have just given us more keywords.
It gives you the same keyword, doesn't it?
Well, 14 gives you the same keyword, but if you look at the other option, it doesn't tell you to get rid of that keyword.
That's so weird.
My only thought is that it's possible that maybe when you get to use these keywords, it's like, it might say, if you don't have the keyword this, and you have the keyword white, then you can proceed.
Yeah.
But it feels odd that they wouldn't just put it into this chapter here instead of...
It is odd. Let's keep it anyway, because we don't want to break...
Well, that's what we said, yeah. We said we'd keep it consistent. Yeah. Suddenly, through the tunnels comes a... Oh, wait. You take the wrapped hunk of amber into your satchel, making sure not to touch it. Suddenly, through the tunnels comes a clanging of bells from the village above. You know what that sound means. You've heard it many times before. The beast is attacking. Rushing for the cave entrance, you wonder if what happened down here may have caused the beast to return. Charging out to the surface, you find night has fully engulfed the landscape. The glow of amber torches weaving through the streets matches the cries of fleeing townsfolk and guards hurrying to their posts. If you can discern where it is coming from, perhaps you can cut the creature off before it wreaks too much havoc. Do you go to location 3, 16, or 19? 3.
Based on what? What did it say?
That's where it broke through before. Look at the map.
Yes. Oh, you think it comes to the same place? Yeah, that makes sense, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, that's all we've got to go for him. That's the only useful piece of information. 16's over here, which I guess is the closest to the walled village. Well, no, 3 is actually equally close. And 19's the least compelling.
Yeah, let's go 3. I'm happy with that. It didn't say which, like, we hear the sound coming from our left or anything, did it?
No. It hasn't given us any clues in the text here that I can see.
Okay. That's fine. 3's okay then.
Confident you know the direction it will attack from, you prepare for the inevitable when the village wall strangely begins to smoke and collapse inwards before your eyes. An undulant mass of reeking acid flesh bursts into the village. Melting rock and timber, it leaves a smoking trail of mucus in its wake. This is going to get messy. If you have the mystery chest...
I'm glad we have spare heavy armor.
I think this is a villager that's been mutated by Amber.
Well, the reason I'm saying I'm glad we have a spare... The reason I'm saying I'm glad we have spare is because acid. Literally, I said.
Yeah, this is exactly what you said, yeah. Exactly right. So, we're looking for mystery envelope 9. Just see if I can find it. I can show you guys exactly what's going on here, whatever that may be. Oh, what have I done with the mystery envelope 9?
I've got the miniature here in a box.
Yep, here it is, mystery envelope 9. This is exciting. I am excited. What's inside? Oh, no, it's definitely not a mutated person. Well, it could be, I suppose.
Ooh! I don't think so. It could be, I guess. Ooh, this is a big one. This is probably the least... You recognize it, what?
No, I was just going to make a joke about it. You recognize this. The fabled acid amber eater. How could you have not guessed?
This is probably the least original kind of design, or least intricate design. It is just basically an amorphous blob, essentially, with a few tentacles and a big maw.
It's basically... Do you know what it kind of looks like? It looks like angry... It looks like a sort of vicious acid snail. Or turtle.
Yeah.
Vicious acid turtle.
If you want to see, if you're full Chris Cam, I can show the miniature.
Sure. Just bear in mind we lose audio when we go to Chris Cam, but here we go.
I'll just...
I mean, that is a pretty cool model.
Is it?
Big and beefy. I mean, yeah, I just mean the model looks good, you know, like, in general.
I guess it's just interesting. It's just, I don't know, I find that one less interesting for some reason.
Yeah, sure, it was less a comment on the design and more just on the quality of the production. Oh,
yeah, it's a nice, big, hefty, it's got a bit of heft and weight to it as well. It wouldn't be very interesting to paint, though. But it'd be easy to paint, so that's value in of itself.
Hager's in chat. Actually, I just noticed this because we cut to the chat cam. And I see Haggers was making the same joke about bearskin we already did.
Yeah, you missed that. We did that one. We did that one, Haggers. You missed it.
This is what you get for being late, Haggers.
He said, "Oh, as long as the Earth doesn't touch it, it's all fine."
All right, so I think, let me see, what more have we got to read? Proceed to the Chapter 9 encounter in the Encounter book. So that's it for the end of story mode. So we'll be getting over to the encounter with this beast next time on stream. We know nothing about it. I can only assume that we don't need area of effect for this one, but single target attacks.
Was it? What are you? You're like a tree in the forest, are you, Haggers?
Exactly right.
I wonder if we had explored. So presumably, if we do the monster, we might have gotten the special rules for it. Might have gotten the special item, as the extra item. Would we have found anything out about this cult? I don't know. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know either. Would we also have found the white amber? I suspect we might have. I feel like now we could possibly have skipped over the warehouse entirely because we basically didn't get anything out of that.
Yeah, we could. We absolutely could have skipped the warehouse because we just got the keyword that we ended up getting anyway.
Yeah, so I think the amber reserve is possibly a way to get that keyword with the monster investigation because
Quite
you'd
possible.
probably investigate that anyway, and then
And
you'd probably have the
also
option of sort of following the trail back into the
to get
village
the
to the
keyword
warehouse
in
or
the
out
cave.
into the Grimwood. What's that?
It's also possible. I think it's also possible to fail. So I think there's a little bit of lag. You can fail to get the keyword in the cave, in the cultist cave. If you fail your might check, if you end up failing to break the thing, the big stone, or if you fail to break it in the correct fashion or on time.
Maybe. I think that you probably do get the keyword, but I suspect what we might get from our actions is Zella.
Did we get her as
Some-
did we get her as a companion, as an ally?
As an ally. No, we didn't, but I wonder if there's going to be a point in the story for the next chapter where it's like, if you saved Zella, go here, and if you didn't, go here.
I don't think so though, because there's no mark, there's no nothing, there's no what's the word? There's no bookmark. Yeah, there's no tracking of the fact that we've rescued her. But maybe somehow. But my instinct is no.
I'm just trying to think if we've ever had that before, where it's sort of given us an option, sort of based on story moments rather than where we did. No, I suppose we almost always have the keywords, don't we?
There is, yeah, it does happen based on story moments, but with a keyword to track it, I think, typically.
But we haven't actually sort of got anything out of rescuing Zella then, other than feel good
warm fuzzy
factor.
feeling inside. Don't you feel good saving people? Come on, Mike, you're the one who always wants to save people.
Yeah, I do. Although at the back of my mind, I can't get over this plot hole where everyone erupted into flame because of what happened with the white amber, and it said she had an amulet of it attached to her head.
Yeah, but against her will, right?
Yeah, but presumably that didn't erupt into fire then. Everyone else was killed by it.
Well, I think she was, because theirs were embodied in them. Embedded in them, I should say, not embodied. Embedded in them. I think maybe she was being. I don't know if she's being sacrificed or if she's been indoctrinated into the cult or what was happening.
Yeah. Well, she was a vessel, right? So there was the weird altar, and in order to sort of talk to whatever entity exists within the white amber, they need a sort of a conduit, which is what they were using these people for, and they attach the amulet to them, and then they can talk to the thing, because it said a masculine voice, like a dark masculine voice was emanating from her. So she's like the conduit, and then they were saying that the conduits usually burn up, but because we got there in literally the nick of time, we were able to stop her burning up. Yeah. Well, I think they burned up because we smashed the crystal, but she didn't burn up because we'd made it there just in the nick of time.
Well done, me.
Well done. Yep. So there you go. Well, I hope that she comes back later and has something more to say, but you are right in the sense that we don't have any sort of keywords or anything to commemorate that. But in any case, I think we'll call that a stream. That's Chapter 9 story from our perspective, the perspective of Ready, Steady, Slay. If y'all forgot the free company name.
I forgot that's what we're called.
Yep, chat picked that up. Picked that, I don't know, like whenever we started playing this a year ago.
It was literally, I remember it was a year, I think it was now a year and a few weeks ago.
Well, happy anniversary, us. But yeah, so we'll be back to do Chapter 9 Encounter. So subscribe so you don't miss it.
Hope we won't lose any more Oathsworn. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. And we have our second edition here, so we might upgrade to that. If you want to know what's happening with the first edition, you can keep an eye on the Patreon Discord. But for now, we'll wrap it up from here, and we'll call that a stream, and we'll see you all in the next video. So throw down a like, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it, and check out Berkey's Game Topper Kickstarter campaign, currently ongoing, if you liked the table I was playing on, or if you just want a table big enough for Oathsworn.
Check out the Patreon to gain access to the Discord, where exciting things happen.
On occasion, it's been
nudge, nudge.
All right. Thanks, everyone. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.